Hello and welcome to the Queensland 40 live stream reveal event. Holy moly, this is going to be a big one. I am your host here, Mittens, and I'm here with JANGLIO.
Hello.
Ben Gold.
Hello.
And BattleDolphin.
Yo.
Oh, good group of panel. We're all very, very excited about this. So what you're tuning into, this is the Queensland 40 live stream reveal event. We're going to reveal the entire Queensland 40. We're going to go through each player individually, talk about their season, some of their strengths, weaknesses, everything like that. So what is the Queensland 40? Can you guys explain how this works and how this is different to the PR?
Sure. Well, the Queensland 40 is basically an incentive for the lower and mid-level players, both competitively, well, mostly competitively, really, because the problem with the PR, like even though it's nice, it kind of becomes a bit of a, certain measuring contest between the top, which is also realistically not that realistic for low-level players when they first join the scene. It can be hard for them to reach, that level immediately. But the Queensland 40 is a lot more realistic and nicer for representing a lot more of the scene. It can also be a really cool, statistic. Like, if you do make a pretty good upset, then I don't know. I'm rambling as Shane just before told me not to do.
I was like, I bet Ben Gold's gonna say a whole lot. So let's break down the logistics of this. What time period does this cover?
November to January?
Yeah, November to January. November 1st specifically to January the 31st specifically.
Yeah. And what events does it include for results?
So it includes everything that goes towards ELO, which is all of the weeklies except for SSQ. So it includes FNS, TNF. Currumbin counts in terms of results, but not in terms of attendance. And then it counts all the monthlies being the Ranbats, Coastal Clash, Smash by the Beach, QSS. That's it.
Yeah. And this is more data-based than opinion-based, is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And you mentioned attendance. How does that work for attendance?
All right, so the minimum amount of attendance you need is 10 points. So we split up the tournaments in a way that we think is okay, I guess, which is you get 1 point if you go to a TNF, you get 2 points if you go to an FNS, a Coastal Clash, a QSS, or a Smash by the Beach, and you get 3 points if you go to a Ranbat or the Arcadian.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got that. The Arcadian counts a lot.
Yeah, Arcadian was a big one. And the Arcadian was kind of brilliant for this because the Arcadian was the mid-level, the guys that weren't PR. So there's so much data for the 40 from that one event.
Yeah, and that's why we thought it would be appropriate that we'd give it 3 points.
Yeah. And how about out-of-state results? So we had Big Cheese. So does that count, or what does that sit?
It doesn't count in terms of your attendance to getting onto the 40, and we would... it counts for your ranking a little bit, but less so than basically everything else. If we thought that people were exactly tied, then we'd look at interstate wins, and we'd be like, okay, this person beat Glace or whatever, and then
Yeah, so that's not like a real hard data like, oh, he beat this PR player, therefore he jumps up 5 spots.
No,
it's just something to take into consideration.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And JANGLIO, as someone who isn't in that okay, so I think that the PR, when you're being in the PR for a while, you kind of lose focus of what that chase looks like. You kind of just view you're in your PR bubble. So you're someone that is on that chase, that someone is that strives for this Queensland 40. What does this type of event mean to you?
Well, I really obviously like doing graphic design, and even though I might not be on the 40 sometimes, doing stuff like this really encourages me to get more involved and to want to go to more events, get so involved with the community, strive for other people to do better as well. I don't know, I feel like it can be devastating, but it's also a very community-driven basis. It's so good we do something like this to encourage those mid-level players. Yeah,
and I think encourage is the word. I don't want people to look at this and see that they've slipped 2 spots and be like, oh no, I'm so bad at this game or anything like this. No, as we're going to see, there's a lot of people that are new and a lot of people returning. So even if you have gone down 2 spots, you've actually probably gone up 2 spots in the entire landscape of things.
Yeah. Everyone's improving.
Yeah, absolutely. It's cool. So I think that we've explained the methodology pretty well. Shall we jump into it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to actually reveal this from number 1 downwards. Ben, can you explain why we're doing it this way?
We basically thought it would be more interesting for everyone. Instead of the the ending of the broadcast being like, oh, you know, Shad Roe is still #1, spoiler. We thought it'd be a lot more interesting, basically, to focus on the original reason why the 40 is a thing, to talk about like the 15 to 40, who actually is beyond the PR. That's not to say that the PR will be identical, because it's a different period of time and different set of data. The PR will change as well, but that's not really the focus or point of the Queensland 40. So we want to get that done with first, and then finish on what everyone's waiting for, basically.
Yeah, so it's a bit unconventional. It was a bit of a hard pitch for Ben to talk me into it, but no, I do see it from his point of view. I think that like the top 10 are far less interesting comparatively to like number 11 down to 40. So let's jump onto it. The first person on the Queensland 40 #1 is Shad Roe.
Whoa.
What
Actually,
a surprise.
everyone says what a surprise, but he was actually #2 last time. So
He
he's
was,
actually gone
yes.
up.
Yes.
Oh, and also, all of these models, JANGLIO drew herself.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
Very personalized.
Correct.
so there are 40 personalized images right here, which is
Took me a little
nuts.
bit to do
Sick.
with it.
So let's talk a little bit about Shad Roe. Huge season, probably the best season he's ever had.
Yep.
Came 5th at Big Cheese, which
Mhm.
I know is like an out-of-state major, not necessarily head-to-head data,
Still totally nuts.
but it shows the level that he's playing at right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. It didn't really
And
factor
then-
into his ranking,
No, not
Yeah,
really.
no.
but it's still representative of it.
Yeah. And also he got Oz PR.
Yep.
Number
Number 15.
Yep. So just snuck in there, but still amazing player. He is negative against one person though for this entire
Yeah.
season. Spammage.
Yeah.
Spammage. And he's actually even with Seymour Butts and Recon, which is a big shocker.
Yeah.
He actually,
Shad Roe, he probably has. He doesn't usually have non-PR losses ever. And despite now he's #1 on the 40, but previously he's done better against the mid-level.
Yeah.
But now he's done slightly worse, but then way better against the PR.
Yeah.
So then it's like, yeah.
And I think having such high attendance, that kind of factors
It makes
into
For
it.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
So this season he had 12 losses across 7 unique players, and 3 of those 7 were non-PR players.
it's crazy. His record is actually 74-12 for head-to-head for the Queensland 40. So that's a lot of matches.
Very dominant.
Oh yeah, we'll move on to #2, who is Ari. So Ari was actually #1 last time, so he just slightly slips here.
Yeah. He's mostly just been dropping sets here and there, mostly towards the end of the season. Like he's been dropping sets to Jono and Kajek a bit more. And he dropped a set to Loki throughout the season as well. And Sifo, and like it's kind of like a similar story with Shad Roe, where like the top echelon are like slightly dropping like slightly more sets to the mid-level as we're all improving. Yeah.
And I think Ari is another guy with really high attendance. He had 37 points of attendance this season.
Oh,
so
for sure.
when you go to so many events, so his record was actually 61-27 for the Queensland 40. So like break that down. That's almost 100 match results against just these top 40 players. Like you're gonna drop a few.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And most of those are against like multiple sets against other PR. So his record is like 3-7 with Shad Roe or 5-4 against Sadal.
Yeah.
So realistically, he lost to fewer people than that, but it's just like the same people multiple times because of his attendance.
Yeah. And so JANGLIO, looking at Shad Roe and Ari, these guys are kind of like, you know, the gods of the Queensland scene right now. If you're going into a set against them, what is your mindset?
My mindset. Try not to freak out, I guess. I think I seem to do better when I play better players. Like I seem to always do really better. It's just trouble is that they're very good at adapting, and so obviously I remember I first Ari before, and I was doing really well. I was like 2 stocks up to him, and I was like, what's happening? Am I just this good? And then he just adapted, and he just destroyed me. But it's just like to remain level-headed and like accept that they're good players, that they're PR, but try not to be like, oh, I'm just gonna lose to them.
Yeah, I think that's it. And you got to remember that they do bleed. Like these guys have dropped to like Loki and Sifo, who are great players.
Yeah.
But they've dropped to like, you know, not the tippy top. So for everyone on the 40 who sees Shad Roe and Ari at the top, that's not like, oh, that's where I don't want you to take the mindset. This is where I want to be one day. You guys should be thinking, hey, I want to verse these guys, and I think I could beat them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like Spazzy beating Ari.
Yep.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
So stuff like that is enormous, but that's like you can
Yeah.
just straight up just beat someone one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, moving on to number 3. This is actually a bit of a surprise. Najima at number 3.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's talk about Najima here. He's actually missing from a month of this season because he was in Europe.
Yeah, his attendance is lower than usual. But Kenny is one of the only people, I think there's maybe like 4 or 5 people on the 40 that have taken sets of both Shadru and Ari. And he hasn't lost a whole lot. He's lost... Okay, so we're going through this again. He's lost a bit to the mid-level, as everyone has, but he's still very dominant in terms of, like, dominating the low level, and I don't know how to describe this. He doesn't lose repeatedly to anyone, really. He always takes multiple sets from people, and he goes back and forth with, say, all of the top 5, and then after that, there's, like, very rare losses. Except for some mid-level players like Loki, he's gone 3-4 within the season and lost a fly 0-1. But yeah, very solid. Beating Shadru and Ari is definitely like the big deal here. And
beating Shadru, he actually double eliminated Shadru at one of the very last events of the season, which is enormous. I think it was 3-1 and then 3-0 and then 3-1 or something. It was like quite a decent win. So I think a few people might be surprised with him being so high, jumping 6 spots to number 3.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, moving on. Number 4 is Ben Gold.
Woo.
I love that picture. Well, actually,
I
just
like it a lot.
just so quickly, I'll walk it back. Najima plays a ton of characters, so we just had to represent him by Joker.
Yeah,
Because
and
like
Joker is the one that he's got his best win. Like he double limited Shadru with Joker. I don't know what his one Ari set win is, but it's probably with Joker.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, so Ben Gold, number 4. Ben Gold actually had the tied lowest attendance for people on here at 12 points. Ben was barely here. You were busy in Victoria and America and doing all these important things.
Didn't get to attend that much.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty funny. But still, you had enough results to reach number 4.
Yeah, pretty decent. I lost to Quaxi and Dags at that cursed Gold Coast tournament. But aside from that, pretty happy with how I did overall. Quickly before we get to the next player, regarding the tiers that we did we want to do that after we've gone through everyone, or as we hit the next tier?
I think afterwards. I think after we go through everyone, we kind of roughly grouped people together because of like someone can be like number 26 and 27, but like you have to make a choice somewhere. But realistically, some of these guys can be very, very close and just in a general skill set group.
Yeah.
More
about Ben. He's probably been if you consider his low attendance, I guess, he's probably the second most consistent player. He's only negative on Quaxi and Dags, as he said, and Shadru himself. So definitely one of the most consistent players, but his lack of attendance kind of puts lack of data into some of the, like into versing some of the other PR. Like he hasn't played Sadar in the season. He hasn't played Kajek. He's gone even with Nujima, like, and only like 1-1. So like they've barely played. And the low attendance kind of affects Ben's placement, as we'll see later on, it'll affect quite a few amount of people, I think.
Yeah, definitely. There's a few people in the chat saying that Ben Gold's mic is being a bit wonky donkey. So
I'm trying. Perhaps I can raise my voice.
So can you guys hear Ben Gold now, or no?
Jet's nodding at us.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Thank you. So as we're talking, Jet was like frantically like flicking switches and turning dials and everything. Okay, I'm glad that you can hear us all now. If there are any other technical issues, please let us know. We're trying to keep an eye on the chat, but it is moving very quickly. So we're doing our best. Actually, chat, is there anything that you want to say about these first 4 placings, who are some of the more upper echelon?
Are people surprised?
Yeah, are people surprised? I think the only real shock would be Kenny being so high up.
For sure. Well, and then it's like, because Kenny's so up, it's like, wow, Ben's number 4 now. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for your comments.
Oh,
I
man.
started this. I'll say I started this like a week or two before the season actually ended. So when the
Yep.
season ended, I had about 20 characters done, just so I could make the time and not have to stress about it later
Yeah.
on. Even though I
And
still
not
stressed
have
a
to
little
stress,
bit.
huh? Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So I started very early.
Oh, the artwork is amazing.
Thank you.
When you see all of it with every single character and think, oh my goodness, this was like personally drawn. It is kind of insane. Kind of insane. Well, actually, after we reveal the whole 40, we're actually going to take a bit of time to talk to JANGLIO, about the creative
Jane.
process and everything like that. So, looking forward to that as well. But let's move on to number 5. So number 5 is Sad Hour.
Yep.
Yep. Kind of quite a season for him, even like attendance wise.
A little bit quiet. Yeah, he went to. Where did he go? He
was
went
in
somewhere.
Victoria.
Yeah, he went to
Yeah.
Big Cheese and
And
didn't
Big
come
Cheese,
back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a couple of them, yeah. Finn this time around, he is also like Ben. He's very dominant against the mid-level compared to everyone else. But this time he's negative on or hasn't played the top 5. So, Shadru, Arya, Nagima, he's all negative. Hasn't played Ben. And then he's negative on Kajek and Classic Jono as well. They're both 0-1. But then after that, he only has like 1 loss to Umko, and like that's it.
Yep.
So then we thought number 5 would be like very solid position for him. He's very like, I wouldn't call him like a gatekeeper to like the top 5, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I think, I thought about that as well, calling him a gatekeeper, but that does him a disservice. Like, he's incredibly consistent, and even on a slightly quieter season, like 21 attendance points is still quite
That's still
good.
a bunch, yeah.
He's still number 5, which is insane, only dropping 1 spot. Interesting stat with Shadru, like, people always verse Sad Hour as the Shadru killer, but he's actually 1-3 against Shadru this season.
And that's even
figured out
another
the
point for Shadru's, like...
Yeah.
Because I know last time, Shadru was number 2 a lot because... I think last time he was like 0-5 against Sada or something. We were like, oh, we can't really justify putting him number 1.
And that season was when Ari started doing really well against Finn, so his was like a 4-1.
Yeah.
So
and then,
they were like very comparable until that point, and then Finn had was like number 3 at that point, so it's very just got him the lead.
Yeah, no, I think he still had a really, really strong season, incredibly strong player. Like, if you're going to be number 5, you're going to be pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Moving on, number 6 is Kajek. I love that little Palutena. That's so cute.
It just like pisses me off though. Just waiting there, just to nair you.
Yeah.
I know, she wants it. She wants to nair you so bad.
Yeah.
So Kajek this time is kind of the polar opposite to Sad Hour. He loses a lot to the mid-level and like quite often, I don't want to say throws, but sandbags, picks different characters against some of the Gold Coast players and drops bad losses there. But even then, he's 0-2 on Jaws and Chirapon and is negative on Sicknick and DFS. But other than that, unlike Sad Hour, he's positive on... Who is he positive on? He's positive on 2, 3, and 5. So Ari, Negama, and Sad Hour.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's huge. Wow. He's 2-1 up on Ari and 4-3 on Negama and 1-0 on Sad Hour, which is very impressive. Probably, other than Shadru himself, like one of the best top 5 records.
And
so like
beat Shadru.
And and he's beat. No, he hasn't beat.
Oh no, I was on the wrong one.
I refer to him as a larrikin. He's just there to have a good time. So some of his results may look a little shaky, but like deep down, we all know he's an incredibly strong player.
For sure. Yeah.
Undisputed king of Gold Coast, I would say.
Yes. I don't think. I wonder if he has dropped his set to Spammage. Okay, yeah, he's dropped 1 set to Spammage and 1 set to myself in the season. And a couple to like the low level players. But again, this is just switching character. So if he wants to win, he would just pull out that Palutena and destroy everyone.
I mean, I don't know though. Gravy Dice is sort of like.
He's up there.
He could definitely be king of Gold Coast.
True.
Yeah.
We have Boing Boing in the room, and he's just like laughing.
Yeah.
He's just like whatever. No, Gold Coast is a I got to visit it recently. It's quite a strong region, quite a few players, and we're going to see a few of them on the 40. But yeah, Kajek being the top of the Gold Coast, I think is quite a badge to wear.
For sure, yeah.
Okay, so moving on to number 7 is Classic Jono. So he's returning for this one
Yes.
because he actually missed the last Queensland 40 due to attendance
Yep,
points.
Attendance points. Yeah, he was very busy with uni, and now now that the period is just throughout all the uni break, he's back. So yeah.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he's higher than he was on the previous, or the first 40 as well. I think he was like number 14 or something like that at that
Yeah.
point. So he's definitely jumped up a lot since then.
His stats are actually kind of insane. He's 3-0 against Ari. He has
Yes.
not dropped to Ari this season.
Yeah.
Nuts.
But a fun one, on the flip side, he's 0-4 against Verse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
is
constantly
really
talks
interesting.
about having a problem. Yeah.
He says, what is Banjo? He's got too many jumps as
Yeah.
he plays Ridley.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Jono is an incredibly consistent player. Very, very patient. One of the most patient players that we have here, and his playstyle will just pull people apart. I think that shows that he's got very few drops to anyone like deeply below him. Like he's just very consistent.
Yeah. Sort of. That's sort of true. It's kind of very similar to Kajek, where he has the very good like top 6 records. Like he's again 1-0 on Sad Hour, 3-2 on Kajek himself, 3-0 on Ari, which as you said is huge. And he has a
Huge.
Shadru win, which those are rare.
Yep.
But then he's 0-4 on Verse, as you said, and like 1-2 on Chirapon, 1-1 on Sicknick, 1-2 on Squid Fist, 0-1 on Weeb. It's just, I feel like sometimes if he is able to outpatient the opponent, then he like completely bodies them. But then if not, then it gets like a little bit shaky, and then like he drops to some of like the projectile uses in like the mid level. And
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's just very solid.
You mentioned before Sad Hour being like the gatekeeper of the top 5 kind of thing, where that was much more like previously we've seen a far and away, this is the top 4, and then there's the rest of the PR. This is the top 5, we've even seen it a couple of times. Where this, in the 40 at least, it's a lot more competitive. Like the top 7 are all, like, as we saw, like Jono is positive on like 3 of the top 6. It's a lot closer. And even the rest of the PR as well are a lot closer to the top 4, top 5. So that's just an interesting thing of note as well, that it's a lot tighter competition than it has been previously.
Yeah, I think back to the days of Smash 4, it was always like Jace, Ben Gold, Shitashi, Lumi as like the very clear ones ahead, and then it felt like there was just an enormous gap for everyone else. But like the current landscape of Queensland Smash, everything is so much tighter. Even from like, you look at the top 10 and like from 10 down to 30, it's just like that gap is quite small.
Yeah.
But we'll talk a bit more about that when everything is revealed. So moving on to number 8 is Verse. So this is actually a bit of a shock because he ranked quite a bit lower on the PR compared to this.
He was 9th.
Oh, was he 9th? Okay,
Yeah.
my mistake.
So
my
he had
mistake.
a solid level up between the last 40 and this PR.
Yes.
So this is of course a lot more representative of the PR. So, but he was number 14 on the last 40, so there has been a good jump.
Yeah. As you see him going up 6 spots, which is pretty enormous when you're breaking into that top 10. Yeah.
For sure.
Because it's very, very packed in there. Yeah, I think the release of Banjo and him just like wholesale, just dropping Pokemon Trainer, going to Banjo has
He
done
loves that character.
wonders for him.
Yeah, so much like more motivation when like a character comes out that you just love. Like it gives you so much motivation.
He got quite good at Trainer, but yeah, just definitely Banjo really made him a lot more invested in Smash in general, and it's paid off.
Definitely.
Yep. Yeah, I think that this has been his best season. Easy.
Oh, by
Like,
far.
hands
Definitely.
down. And it's very exciting when you see someone on an upward trend because you wonder like how high are they going to go next. And really, really consistent. His worst loss is Flex.
Yep.
I was going to say the number and you said the name. So
Yeah.
I'm glad,
I'm glad we didn't.
I'm glad that we met we didn't meet in the middle there. Yeah, when you see where Flex is placed, you'll realize how incredibly consistent Verse has been this whole season.
Was that Flex loss while he was still Meta Knight or post?
I think
Fox,
he's
like,
been
it might have
Fox
the
all
entire
this
season.
All this
Yeah,
season.
things-
So, okay.
Yeah. And Verse is 27 and 18 on the entire Queensland 40. And yeah, if that's his like lowest loss, like holy moly, that's really good.
Yeah.
For sure.
An amazing picture, by the way. I love that picture of Banjo and a little
It's
black
very
Kazooie
cute.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to number 9 is Shitashi. Whoa, he's low. What happened here? Like,
he doesn't go to anything. It's not that he loses. It's just like Shitashi has.
I'm laughing at Baby Dice calling me toxic.
Yeah.
Shitashi has one top 5 win.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And compared to...
And that's the worst. Like, worse than everyone else above him.
Yeah. And even, like, most people, like, below him is, like...
have done better.
Yeah. So he doesn't lose, but he doesn't get those high echelon wins that you kind of need to keep up in terms of these rankings that everyone else has.
Yeah. Especially when you already don't have that much data to go off.
Yeah.
You really need to pull out all the stops to keep you up there.
Absolutely. And only 13 points of attendance
Yes.
as well, so it's really not much. He hasn't faced Shad Roe at all this
No.
season, which is kind of wild.
Very wild, yeah. There's like 2 people on this. 2 people in the top like 30 who have not played Shadu.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think you can look at the number 9 of Shitashi. We all know he's an excellent player. It's just he just hasn't been here. We haven't got
Yeah.
the data for it.
Yeah.
So this isn't a knock on Shitashi. We're not saying that he's on a downward trend or he's losing it or anything like that. It's just we
This
need
is
more
just
data.
really- everyone else
going by
is-
the data that we
yeah.
have in front of us.
But
Everyone
legit,
else is climbing.
anyone in the top 15 is kind of crazy to me.
Oh,
in
for
my
sure.
mind, I'm like,
Definitely.
if you're in the
For
top
sure.
15, I'm like, you're a hella good player.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about that Ben Gold though. I think he's a bit.
He had,
It's a
like
bit
no
washed.
attendance. I don't know.
Washed.
I don't
Go
know
back
about
to
any
the
of that.
Bowser, coward.
Go back to Bowser.
What's that about? Okay, and finishing off the first 10, number 10 is Joz.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Um,
He wasn't PR though, was he?
No.
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 He wasn't HM either.
No. I see. He wasn't
Yeah.
even
He-
HM.
Yeah.
As of the PR, he was realistically like 14, 15, 16 kind of area.
Yep.
But since then, he'd beat Kajek twice, I think. Well,
Yeah.
at least once, and got some other good wins. Not really that bad losses. So he definitely up to the game.
Yeah. Because if you compare the PR and the 40 season, the only difference is that we're adding January and we're removing October.
Yep.
Because the PR is October to December. So Joz's October was like kind of questionable. There's like some bad losses and like not really any decent wins, which kind of like kicked him off the PR. But then when you get rid of that and you add his pretty stellar January, not really losing to any mid-level, being like the highest placing Queenslander at the Arcadian, stuff like that. Yeah, it just bumps him up.
Yeah, I think yeah, that's it. Highest place in Queensland at Arcadian. You said it, like
Yeah.
second place at Arcadian, which is insane. And who did he lose to? An Interstater.
Yeah.
So like his head-to-head data doesn't actually get affected by
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. Amazing player. We always call him the gatekeeper, but when he's number 10, you might have to shed that name.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think he's a bit beyond that. So there we go. We have the first row, the first number 1 all the way to number 10. I'd love to hear from chat. What are some of your thoughts on this? Are there any real surprises? Is this all pretty much kind of what you thought? And as I said, we're going to be like going a little quicker through this top 10, and we're going to spend a bit more time with pretty much everyone here on in, because these ones are a
Yeah.
bit more like, it's
Yeah.
not too big of a shock. Okay, yeah, not too many shocks. Everyone's just,
Yeah.
yep. It's
Let's
pretty
go.
much
14
That's-
close for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. the
10
next-
to 40.
Yeah. And I actually want to point out one more thing with Joz. He actually has 32 points of attendance. So he was at a lot of things.
Yeah.
So if anyone was going to be dropping matches to lower level players, it'd be someone like him. But he's actually done quite solid, all in all.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the next row. Number 11 is Quaxi.
Yep.
There
So,
he is.
Also up from the PR. He was number 12.
Yep. But remaining even 40 to 40, which is quite
Yeah,
interesting.
which is very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. He had a couple of silly nights playing Cloud and Young Link and whatever, which
Yes.
kind of skewed his results ever so slightly.
Yeah, Quaxi, he is pretty impressive in terms of the PR. He is 1-0 up on Ben from that AEL tournament, 1-1 on Negama, 1-0 on Verse. So, like, that's already 3 out of the top 10 that he's positive or even on, which is very impressive. And then other than that, he kind of loses to around the people around him. So, like, you know, number 12 to 16, he drops some sets too. But other than that, he doesn't lose a whole lot to mid-level. Only lost like 2 sets to Fly, but still 2-2 even, 1 set to Weeb, 1-1, 1 set to Sifo, etc. I'm pretty sure he has like no bad losses. Yeah.
And if he
Losing
did,
to Watson, but like
yeah.
international player, how do we actually rank him?
Yeah, that's a bit of some of those players kind of
It's
like
like-
throw the whole system a
Yeah,
bit
for
askew.
sure, yeah.
Just got to do the best you can. And like while there are a couple of those like, you know, playing a silly character nights, the following week, so just out of this this period, this November to January period,
Yep.
at the Ranbat, he defeated Shad Roe, Ari, and Ben Gold in one event.
In a row.
In a row. All in one event.
It was
Yeah.
the day after the season finished,
Yes,
right?
he said
the
he
day
just,
after the
just
first.
missed out.
Yeah.
But if that shows where Quaxi is as a player, like I think that's perfect.
It's totally nuts.
Yeah, yeah. I think that Quaxi is someone that will continue to rise.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where he'll be on the next PR.
Yeah.
So moving on to number 12 is Chirapon. So
Yeah.
making a return.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because kind of the same deal with Jono. He gets very busy with uni, so then he doesn't attend a whole lot. And then this semester, not this semester, this break is basically the entire period. So yeah. Chirapon. Do you know how many attendance points he has?
Not many.
Not a
I don't
lot.
have it
I'm
in front of
pretty sure
me.
It's like 14
Yeah,
or
it's-
something.
It says, I've just made a note saying there's not many results, which makes it really
15.
hard.
Yes, 15.
Okay.
Even though he has 15, he's only 12 to 12 against the 40. So only 24 matches against the entire 40. And that makes it incredibly hard to rank. But he is 2-0 on not Classic Jono, on Kajek, 2-1 on Classic Jono, 1-0 on Jaws. So very impressive records there. But he also hasn't played like 4 of the PR or something.
So when you have a player like him, like how hard is it to place him? Because like deep down you know how good he is, but you just don't have the data to back it up.
Yeah, so it sucks, basically. Yeah, he hasn't played a whole lot of the mid-level, and even then considering his low attendance, he's 0-2 on Fly and 0-1 on, who is that, Joza. And yeah, it's just like, it gets really hard to rank him. I think if he attended more, he could be like, basically like literally anywhere on this 40. Like.
Yeah, no, very, very good player. Yeah, as long as he can keep having attendance and as long as he like keeps showing up and having those results, like easily see him moving up and up.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I thought Jangly had something to say.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to number 13 is Sick Nick.
Yeah. So,
Pissmas happened.
Yeah, Sicknick has
Yeah.
some pretty bad tournaments, which puts him some pretty bad losses that basically the rest of the top 13 don't really have.
Yeah. So for those that hadn't heard, there was the event Pissmas, the Coastal Clash event, and
Wait, I think we have to censor it for his sake. Just like the event.
oh, sorry,
Just
the
don't
event.
say
Sorry,
it.
sorry. I don't
say
want to
it.
shake
We
you.
don't
Nick.
talk about piss.
Don't want to shake you. And he went into that event with a good like 3 hours sleep, I think, and
Yeah,
then
something like that.
he missed out on pro bracket and then just played like hero all
Played
day.
like hero.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so stuff like that. It kind of sucks. Oh, something's come up on my screen.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Okay. It kind of sucks. For players that are like really going for those high rankings, it almost feels like they can't have a bad event. Almost feels like they can't just have
Yeah.
fun and play other characters.
Well, like even despite that, it hasn't affected his rankings all that much. Sicknick does, like Sicknick is also one of the players lacking a top 5 win. Chirapon is as well, but Chirapon has only played 3 sets against the top 5, so like meh. But yeah, Sicknick lacking a top 5 win, and all the people around him basically do, except for said Chirapon. But also 1-0 up on Kajek, 1-1 on Classic Jono, 1-0 on Shitashi, 1-0 on Quaxi, all well and good, and then you get like below that, and there's like 0-1 on Flex, 0-2 on Spammage, 0-1 on Schooner, and who's that, Dags? So yeah, it gets kind of like a bit shaky towards the end, and then he's got the bad losses from Pissmas, like as JANGLIO, and he's lost to Joza as well. So it's like he's got okay highs and then like pretty meh lows in comparison to the rest. So like yeah.
And I think the fact that he's got like quite decent attendance kind of mitigates that Pissmas. So let's say let's say a Ben Gold or a Chirapon had an event like Pissmas, like that would affect them like so much more.
Yes.
Yeah. So like yeah, there is that pressure to continue performing well, but you can have like
if
a fun
Pissmas
event.
didn't exist, I'm pretty sure he would only be like up maybe 1 spot, if not
Okay,
0.
that's not too bad. And
Probably none, to be honest.
And you also mentioned JANGLIO defeated Sick
Oh,
Nick.
I actually didn't. I did tell Ben Gold this, and they did take it into account when considering
What?
it.
Whoa, hang on. What's going on here?
I did tell
I don't
Ben
remember
Gold
this.
this.
Was this was it just a smash cash match and not actually?
No, someone
they
just
played-
inputted it wrong. He DQ'd, and someone put it in wrong.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were about to give us the goss on how to
It's
defeat
fine.
number 13.
I
of the
just
Queensland
said
top
it
40.
wouldn't make a difference, so it's fine.
Okay. All as well.
I did tell Ben Gold.
He's speechless. He's just like,
I'm pretty sure I put it in the chat as well.
You should see the looks that these guys are giving each other right now. So I just want to say we've got Verse, we've got Quaxi, we've got Tripon and Sick Nick. So those 4 players all made PR for the very first time.
Yep.
In the season just gone. So it's awesome to see them up
the
there.
first
And
ultimate newcomers.
yes, the first ultimate newcomers. That's. Oh no, we had Spammage make it previously.
Oh yeah,
to PR.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So that's really cool. And unfortunately, Sick Nick was having a campaign to win Arcadian. And unfortunately, due
Makes
to
it
PR,
what a
he just
struggle.
missed out on that. So all is well. Okay, so that's pretty much like the PR and Jaws, who I kind of view as PR anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
So everyone else is kind of like a little bit up in the air, I would say.
Oh,
So
for sure.
let's
Yeah.
jump into it. So number 14 is Spammage. I was shocked. I thought Spammage didn't have the results for this. I was surprised to see him so high.
He kind of didn't, and then he went to an FNS towards the end of the season, and he beat Shadru.
Yes.
Which is a big deal. But
Positive
he
on
also
Shadru.
beat... Who else did he beat at that tournament? I don't remember, but he got like 3rd or something. And it was very impressive. We knew like, all right, Spammage is back. And then he's, as we said earlier, the only person positive on Shadru, which is a humongous deal.
Enormous.
Yeah. And other than that, he does have some shaky losses. Like he's lost to Millis and he's lost to Python and Caboose and stuff like that. But we all know that his results also reflect that he's still like reasonably consistent, except for like those couple of bad tournaments. Like I remember the one tournament, there was one FNS where I think he didn't go 0-2 or something, but he went like 1-2, losing to like lower level 40 players, and then in amateurs he just like played Warrior or something and lost to like 2 low level players, and it was like, ooh, grim. But yeah, but he's still 23-24 on against the 40, which is still very impressive, and he's played like basically all the PR. So if you like take out them, it's still like very dominant over everyone else.
I did find it was notable that he is the first person to have a like for the head-to-head against the entire 40, the first negative one, so 23 to 24. But that shows that like it isn't just those numbers; it's who those
the
numbers
wins.
are.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's far more important.
And losses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, chat is like so thirsty for it. Let's give it to him. Number 15, it's Schooner. There he is.
Schooner,
There's Gus.
yeah.
I'm just seeing chat say like, "Where's Gus?
Gus
Come on,
robbed."
I'm being robbed." Making a return because he wasn't in the last one.
Nope.
He was it correct? He made the right amount of attendance points at
Yes.
barely.
yes.
And then there was no
And
way
then there
to
was
actually
literally
accurately...
like no data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last one was kind of tough because Schooner just snuck in at 10 attendance points, but I kind of feel like when you're higher up the Queensland 40, you need the data to back it
You
up.
do.
Yes.
We're definitely going to see later that you need the attendance to like be able to back up your own results. And if you don't have the attendance, then it's like you have less opportunities to get these good wins, and then like it just kind of like falls off. But yeah, Schooner is kind of similar, but not really. Schooner, though, very impressive. 2-0 on Jaws, 1-0 on Quaxi, 1-0 on Signic throughout the period. He has a win on who is that Verse. Yeah, and considering his reasonably average or like below average attendance, that's very impressive. But as basically all of the not even the lower echelon, like number 10, number 11 down, basically they have all these mid-level losses, which is like kind of bring them down, but not really. There's like 0-1 on Mittens yourself, 0-1 on Recon, 0-1 on Weeb, and yeah.
Yeah, I could see him definitely rising with more data. Like I feel like
for
that's
sure,
again just a
definitely.
thing holding him back.
And
There's
yeah,
a few of those players on the 40.
Yeah.
If they just went to more, then we would
They
be
would
able
be
to rank
higher,
them higher.
Yeah, I could see Schooner jumping maybe even up to like 11 just on the trajectory that he's at, like
Yeah.
pretty easily.
Yeah, definitely.
And also he recently, I think it was just this period that he's been newly wolf. So
Yes,
like, yes.
which is actually huge to
Yeah.
change character and still do so
Yeah.
well with the
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
And Janglio, as a massive Wolf fan yourself, how enjoyable was he to draw for this one?
Pretty good. I like drawing Wolf a lot. But I've played as Wolf and I hate him. He's too good. His Wolf's definitely fucking 100% better than mine. But I think his Wolf like really suits his playstyle. Like
Yep.
sometimes very aggressive, sometimes he just camps and lasers, and it's really fucking annoying. But yeah, all in all, he's really good. His wolf's good. I love drawing wolf. That's it.
I've been a big believer in Wolf being a perfect fit for Schooner. I've been saying it to him for quite a while, so I am stoked that he's taken on the character and making it as well as he is.
Hell yeah.
Cool. So yeah, top 15. Again, I just view like 1 to 15 as just like terrifying players.
Absolutely.
If I have to verse any of these guys, I'm just
Like,
like,
ooh.
I'm like, oh man, if like, it's one of those things that like, if I can beat them, I'm like, that is an enormous upset. Like that's kind of like the mindset that I have. Actually, Ben, as someone who is in number 4, if you have to verse a Spammage or a Schooner, what is kind of your mindset going into it?
Don't get hit. Especially against Spammage. You definitely... I actually haven't played Gus, or Schooner I should say, in quite a while. I don't think I've played as Wolf even. But against his trainer was especially scary. But that was when he was still PR as well. So I can't speak for Schooner, but Spammage is definitely scary and probably the only person that I'd most consider not going K-Rule against. Everyone else I feel a lot more comfortable as K-Rule. So yeah, very scary player.
So Levi has made a request and he's even spent some bits for it.
The highlight.
And he's like, can I get a Wolf Aul from the commentators? I feel like there's no one better.
No.
There's
That's true.
No,
That's
no, no, no,
true.
no, no, no.
That is true.
We all have to do it.
I'm glad I've gotten out of it.
If we have to do it, we all have to do it.
I'm
Said
down.
commentators.
I'm down.
Yeah, right.
Well, I just feel like I
No.
haven't practiced it nearly as much as you have. Like, I imagine that, like, every morning you wake up, hop out of bed, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm going to win today. And then you let out a big wolf.
Oh my
Aul
god.
right there.
Right.
Remember
in the
to
mirror.
a woo with a British accent.
What?
What?
Because that's what Wolf has.
Because Wolf wins the lotto.
What?
Is that
Okay.
what
What?
Okay.
No,
Wait, so are we
Wolf
gonna,
has a British accent, so he doesn't know woo
Oh,
with
shame,
one.
say
I
whatever.
don't think he does.
Yeah.
so are we not going to get an award?
Are we a wooing? I
Well,
want
does
a
he have-
woo.
We all have to award.
I want a woo.
I only know how to uwu.
You can do that in place of it.
Woo.
Oh, awoo.
Was that it?
Ha, ha, ha.
No, I said woo.
Awoo.
There you go. That's for you, Levi. Wolf wins the lottery. Oh, goodness. Okay, moving
Get the
on.
awoo in
moving
chat.
on.
Get the awoo in chat.
Okay, so I was busy doing the awoos. I didn't actually see if anyone answered. I think it was Sheffley was asking why we're doing it from the top to the
Yeah.
bottom. So for those that are like dropping in now, we're doing it from the top to the bottom because
It's more hype and it's in the spirit of the 40.
because it's more about
It's more about the lower level.
yeah, it's more about the entire 40 rather than the very top because we got PRs for that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on to number 16, we have Flex. New character
New
season.
character. Fuck.
New character season.
New character comes with new wins. New character comes with new losses.
Yep.
Biggest drop we've seen so far.
Yes,
Oh, that's
minus
true.
10. Which looks enormous.
Emphasis on so far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks... we got some big drops coming up. No, minus 10 looks enormous, going from 6 to 16, but new character, man.
Still very good placing.
Actually, there's actually a very obvious trend at the start of the season. Some of his worst losses, and as it goes on,
It
it's
does.
better and better.
It does improve. But Flex, I kind of realized in his results that he's still kind of, I'm not going to say consistently, but he loses to the mid-level, like, even throughout the entire season and, like, towards the end. Like, he's got many losses. He's got 0-2 on Kai Dash, 0-1 on Seymour Butts, 0-1 on Sifo, 0-1 on Marby. Losses to Fly, Recon, Squid Fist, etc. But, yeah, other than that, Flex is still a very good player. We all know that because he still has the wins on Verse, wins on Jaws, Chirrup on Sick Nick, positive on all of those. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I just saw sad. I'll clip the
That's a
album.
clip.
Oh.
Yeah,
Beautiful. That'll haunt us later.
I love it. But yeah, and Flex's attendance is kind of, it's good, but it's kind of average. So then he lacks, like, he goes to a lot of the, he goes to some FNSs and he's obviously at the Ranbats, but then he still lacks some of the PR games. So he hasn't played Ari, Negama, Sadao, Kajek, and Shitashi. So we haven't, like, quite seen what he can really do against, like, a bunch of the top level.
Yep.
And yeah, but I reckon if he gets to play those players, and then he might, like, take some wins for sure.
If you want to
Agreed.
talk about the kind of like the X Factor wins, he actually has a win over Jace in this period.
Yes.
So how on earth do you digest that information for someone like you on the panel that puts all this together?
I think at least this time specifically, we kind of thought that this was a really solid spot for Flex. We thought it was like very reasonable to have him above the next person and below Schooner. So then we like, I'm not going to say totally ignored it, but like we kind of ignored it.
It
So
wasn't
then,
enough.
It
to
wasn't
make a
enough to
difference.
make a big difference on the rankings or anything
Co-
like that.
Conversely, when someone loses to a player like Lumi or Pillow Talk, we we don't care.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's not a bad loss whatsoever.
Yeah.
Even though they're unranked.
Actually, you mentioned Luminescent. I think we should address that now. Luminescent was inactive for this season.
Yes.
Although he came to quite a few events. I think he got 7 points attendance.
If that.
And he did very well. It's still just not enough data to justify. Because he will be placed very high. Like, he's got a
Yes.
couple
Yeah.
of losses to Ari and Chadru or whatever.
And,
Yeah.
like,
Um, But, like,
The trend was
What do you
looking
do with
toward a
that?
top 5 placement at least
yes.
from his head-to-head.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that could definitely change the more he attended.
Yeah.
But it just was not enough to actually accurately place him and didn't meet our attendance requirement.
Yep, yep. So yeah, like as you said, if Luminescent was here more consistently with the trend he was going, he'd be top 5.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Actually, anything else we want to say about Flex before we move on? Apart from him having the worst Fox color.
We didn't mention that the records of the last couple of players, like Schooner being 14, 13, and now Flex is back another negative on the 40, 19, 20.
Yep.
But again, going back to it's all about who you won against and lost to rather than how many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As chat has pointed out, Wolf and Fox are looking at each other in the image,
They
and I
are.
love that.
Mhm.
Was that
Um,
intentional or was that a
angry at each other.
subconscious?
Nah, nah, we
Yeah,
take those.
definitely intentional. Ha ha ha. It was not intentional.
Yeah.
It just happened.
What do you think they would talk about?
Wouldn't they just be like mad at each other? I
Yeah.
haven't played
Maybe,
Star
I
Did
don't-
Wolf like
I don't know why
kill
Wolf
his
hates.
dad or something?
Nah, maybe it was. I don't know.
Is this spoilers?
Ben is silently
spoilers
judging
for a game that came out
JANGLIO.
20
Yeah,
years
I
ago.
know.
I think Fox is just sad that he can't win the lottery. Okay.
Furry moment.
So,
Very
so moving on to number 17. This was a big surprise to me. Umko.
Was it? Was that a surprise?
Yeah, because I forgot.
I
forgot about him because he's been gone for like the back half of the season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Um,
he
yeah.
started hot, man. Holy moly.
He started very hot. Yeah.
Mhm.
He beat Ari. He's beaten Sad Hour. He's beaten Quaxi. Yeah. But Umko has the lowest attendance thus far of the 40. He's only 11-10 against the 40, which is very low, which makes him very difficult to rank too.
Yeah.
But Umko has very high peaks and very low lows. If I read like directly across basically of all his records, it's like 1-2 on Ari, 1-0 on Sad Hour, 1-0 on Quaxi, 1-1 on Schooner, 1-0 on Fly, 2-1 on Recon, and then it goes back the other direction. It goes 1-2 on Squid Fist, and then there's some wins, and then 0-1 on Kaidash, and then he's lost to Omtar, he's lost to the same. That was also the same tournament. He went 0-2 at that FNS, and then the
Yeah, he
next
had an
week he went
0-2.
0-2 again, and then left for Japan. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like,
Yeah, kind of really fizzled out
Yeah.
at the end. He's done quite well in Japan though, from
Yeah.
the results that I've seen. So it shows that he does still
still
have it.
definitely has.
So I don't know what happened at the end of the season. I remember there was very serious discussion about him being PR based on
Yes,
some
there
of those
was.
wins.
Yes.
Yeah. He
Um,
was definitely in
PR
that
season, he was
14 section.
like 13, 14 area, just below Schooner. And then since that period, he's dropped further.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
-4. I didn't realize he was so high on the last season as well. So he would have been 13.
Yeah. Umko's been pretty consistently in like the HM level. So yeah, 13th on the last one, which means like the PR is like the top 10 or however many we had at the time, and then there's like Joz and Umko and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very curious which Umko comes back from Japan. Like, will it be the
Yeah.
O2 Umko or will it be the PR level
Yeah.
Umko?
he has been doing quite well in Japan.
Mhm.
Some good placements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we haven't really spoken much about these players' play styles. I think Umko has a very, very distinct play style.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all know it.
Does anyone want to say it?
It's very defensive.
Incredibly defensive.
Yeah. Lots of banana and shielding and yeah, well, he's perfected it over the last 4 years in Smash 4 as well. So yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing when it comes to that.
Yeah. But recently he's been mixing in with a lot more edge guards and stuff like that. Previously, especially in Smash 4, he would never go off stage
Yep.
whatsoever. But he has been mixing that in more.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think that defensive playstyle can just like fry certain players.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's got a learning curve to overcome.
For sure.
I haven't figured it out yet,
Yeah.
so please tell me
Neither
your
have I.
secrets
Yeah.
later on. JANGLIO, when you verse someone with such like a crazy out there playstyle, like what is that like for you?
Pretty scary. I haven't actually played Umco,
Okay.
and I haven't seen much of his gameplay. But I guess it's like I think like with that playstyle, obviously you're talking like he's really defensive. It's so easy to get frustrated, like so easily. So you either have to like out camp him if you can, use a different character, make him get frustrated, or just play really patiently and I don't know.
Pray.
Pray.
Yeah.
Just pray to the gods.
Pray for the SDs.
Yeah. Chad is saying wolf laser, so yeah, that's probably what
Yeah,
I would
just
do.
little lasers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Umco I think he's quite valuable in the Queensland scene because he does offer something so unique and so different. So for players that are like looking to like rise up, like you will run into those different play styles, like the classic Jonos and the Umcos that will play far more passively than others, and you have to go through them. You have to go through those fires, and you're gonna get so much better.
We didn't even mention Shitashi.
Oh, Shitashi, of course.
Yeah.
Shitashi is like the grandfather of
Yeah.
that play style. Okay, moving on. Number 18 is Loki.
Yes.
Where is he?
There
Look
we
at
are.
that,
Look
look
at
at
that. I love it.
Yeah.
When
It
you have
even has
to
his name on it.
when you have to do Snake a couple of times,
Yeah,
I
how
think you
many
are.
times?
Yeah, you definitely need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, fantastic to see Loki at number 18. Incredibly strong player.
Yeah. So I think it's worth pointing out now that when we're getting into the mid and lower end of the 40, your high level wins become so much more important.
Yeah.
Because if you like those compared to the other people on the 40, it's just like, oh, like you have to be so dominant against the rest of the mid level to be able to like compete against that.
There's nothing that will make you stand out above the rest.
Yeah, definitely. And looking at Loki, he's got a win over Ari.
Yeah.
And his record is 4-3 against Najima.
Yes.
So like those are those highs that you need to
Vary
hit.
the high highs. Yes.
Like he's beaten number 2 and he's positive on number 3. That's enormous.
Yeah, it's nuts.
He has 40 attendance points. So he was at quite
a lot.
Quite a lot this
It's
season.
probably like
He'd
top
be third?
10. Nah, not that high. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
For people that made it onto the 40, I think he might be close to that. Okay, we've had a few. We've had a
All
few.
right. Okay.
I
all
know.
right, all right.
That's the only thing I care about. The attendance PR. No.
Attendance PR.
So Weber's saying, can someone tell me how to pronounce Negima?
Negima.
Yeah.
Because I asked him once.
You pronounce it like a Japanese word.
I asked him once. I'm like, how do you pronounce
And
your
he's
tag?
like,
And he's
"I
like,
don't
I
know."
don't know. It's just a made up word. So I usually refer to him as Kenny Boy because it's just so much easier.
That's
for
Yeah,
my,
fair,
yeah. Very fair.
Yes. Okay. Loki is went up 4 spots. I think that we can continue seeing that rise.
Yes.
Yes.
He TO'd me the other night.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he?
Well,
Outside of
yes.
season?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
outside of season. Yeah.
In the new 40 season. But
Okay.
it's representative of his rise.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's huge. I believe ninth at Arcadian. I see him as like a next top guy.
Yep.
Like
Definitely.
I think yeah. And I do have to give a shout out. He was actually an advisor to this whole event. While he's not here on the panel, we constantly ask him for advice with certain things because he's definitely part of the Queensland 40 family, if you will.
Fam.
So,
40 fam.
Not gonna lie, I
Yeah.
completely forgot that he's in this room.
Yeah.
he's actually in this room right now. But, yeah.
He's just like in the corner, like shyly blushing when we talk about it.
Aw.
So if we do more of these live streams in the future, it's very likely that we'll have his voice on the panel
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. But moving on, number 19 is Mittens.
Whoa, it's you.
I did it. I made attendance.
Hell yeah.
I think it was mid-January and I was on 4 attendance points. And I was like, okay, I've got
need
half
to-
a month
Yeah.
to do this.
2 weeks.
Yeah. And I think I landed on 14.
The
in the end.
Arcadian FNSs.
Yeah.
To quickly
TNF.
Everything.
to quickly stem from this, for people further down on the 40 who might see us like, oh, I've gone down a place, I've gone down 2 places. Don't really care about that because like Mittens has always been in the top
Yes.
20, top 15. So really you haven't really moved at all. It's just now that we have in writing and imagery that he's actually on
Yeah,
the 40.
you'll
Where
see-
he's always been that.
You see on the image,
Yeah.
there's 4 players already in the top 19
Yep,
that
yep, who have
weren't on the
returned-
last 40.
Exactly.
So it's like that's already for
So-
everyone lower than that.
Yep.
4 drops.
Yeah, so you could be -4, doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that's it. Like, you look at Jono, you look at Chirupon, you look at Schooner, you look at myself, and we're there, like, a bit. And
Yep.
when we're there, like, we're hitting pretty consistent numbers.
Yep.
So this is just making it more official. So,
Yes.
like, pretty much from here on in, if you see that you've gone down 4 spots, you're fine. If you've gone down 2 spots, you're improving. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
you got to look at it. Gotta look at it correctly.
Yeah. So Mittens, you've got what do you got? You've got small attendance compared to everyone else, which
Yeah.
obviously makes it hard. But
14,
you've got
12.
some 14-12 on the 40. But you've got a win on Negama, a win on Classic Jono, a win on who's that? Schooner, a win on Loki himself. Yeah. And then you have some. They're not questionable losses, but like in the 20 to 30 range. But then after that, you've got basically nothing, no bad things to really like hinder your results. So then, very, very solid, definitely overall. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's like if it was like the same results but like 3 times as many, it'd be like the middle of the 40. Like you've got a couple of these good wins and you've got like no low level losses. So it's like you're
Yep.
I don't want to say like the perfect yeah.
Yeah, I felt like my results were a bit more consistent for once, because that was
Mhm.
always
Yeah.
an issue that I had.
Yep.
And I plan on being involved in the competitive scene far more moving forward. So
Yes, that's
hopefully
good.
we'll see more results, and it's not just the amount of times I've been to an event and on commentary they're like, "Oh, is Mittens new?" And I'm like, "I've been here for 5
That
years."
is so funny. Is Mittens new? Is this the first time you've ever been like
Yes.
ranked on anything?
Oh
Basically?
no! On the Smash 4 Queensland 40s.
Oh, you
I was
were?
there.
You had enough of that? Okay.
Yeah, but no, this is the first time for Ultimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm actually very pleased. I remember on the very first Queensland 40, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do write-ups about every character, every player. And then halfway through, they're like, oh, you don't have enough attendance. And I'm just like, stuff this. I'm still going to do it anyway, though. Yeah.
I don't get to write about myself.
But you play a lot of characters, hey?
Yes. I'm trying to control myself.
Yeah.
With Game & Watch, you're trying to...
Yeah,
Yeah.
Game & Watch is definitely my lead at the moment. But
K-Rule?
Bowser.
yeah.
K-Rule. Oh, we didn't talk about
Bang.
K-Rule. That one tournament where you played all K-Rule. Came like 7th at FNS, beat Glaze.
Oh, better than that, I'm pretty sure.
No, it was 7th.
Nah,
but it was,
okay.
Yeah.
yeah. But anyways,
Beating Glaze, good win.
Yeah.
Sydney
very
PR
good win.
now as well.
and then he won like $2,000 the next day. And I was like,
Glaze did,
Give me
yes.
some
Yeah.
of that.
You
It's
could
like,
have
do
the
I get some of
$2,000.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to number 20, it is DFS. Incredibly overlooked player in
Yes.
my mind. Incredibly good player.
DFS is kind of annoying to rank. He has very high highs and then very low lows. Who does he beat? He's beaten Ben, right? Oh, that wasn't in the season. But yeah.
But
He's beat
yes.
He beat Kajek in the season. He beat Shitashi, and then on the flip side, he's lost to like. He's beaten and lost to everyone,
Yeah.
which is kind of insane.
He actually had a couple of 0-2 and 1-2 events.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And then there's other times where like at not the what month is it? The January roundabout, he got like 3rd or something, beating like Shitashi and probably Kajek at that tournament, and then he beat Creeper Constable, who came and got like 5th or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
beating Negama and stuff. Yeah,
Good win. Beat Jono as well.
yeah, yeah. So DFS, very high peaks, lower lows. So I think if DFS gets more consistent, he could definitely like easily break into like the top 15, the top
Yeah.
10.
And he's already been in and around
Exactly,
that range
yeah.
previously.
He's
so yeah.
basically always chilling in between the
Yeah.
11 to 25-ish.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of those players that can beat anyone. Like, as you said, he's beat Shitashi, he's beat Kajek. He's got wins over Fly and Dags, who are also like really strong players that we're going to see quite soon.
Yeah.
He's just done very, very well.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, if whatever's holding him back, that consistency issue, if he can pull it together, HM, maybe lower
Yeah,
end PR, like
sure.
he's really, really good.
Once he fixes the snapback on his controller, top
Yeah.
10 free. Looks like the people are hungry for Fly.
I know, dude. People are.
Fly the growth.
The people got their schooner and they want Fly, but tell you what, you're not getting it yet. 21 is Dags.
Yeah.
Plus 7.
Plus 7, huge.
Yeah, nuts.
Huge. One of the biggest increases in the entire 40, I do believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
We talked earlier, or at least I talked earlier, about that your PR wins matter a lot, and Dags has a lot of them. He's beaten Ben, he's beaten Nagima, he's beaten Kajek twice, he's beaten Joz. So that's already, how many was that? Like 5 top 10 wins?
As well as Sick Nick.
Enormous.
Signic and 2 on Spammage. Yeah, so in terms of basically the bottom 20 and the bottom 25 even, he's got like the best top 5 record, like by far, and like the best top 10 record, which is honestly insane. So then when you compare it, but then, you know, obviously he can't be number 15 if you've got the bad-ish losses as well. Like towards the mid-level, he's like negative on myself, negative on Marby, negative on, is that Caboose? Yeah, etc. Like things like that. So then like they obviously even out and he ends up at number 21, which is still really amazing.
Yeah, incredibly good results. Like he's 15, younger,
14?
14,
Yeah.
13,
13? Definitely might be
He's-
13.
He's
Yeah.
13 years old. So is he the youngest? Is he older than Spammage?
No.
Yes. No,
No,
yeah, he's younger.
He's
yeah.
younger than Spam.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought
so-
that's what he said. Yeah.
So you've got Spammage and Dags who are like they're at 13 and 14 years old, and
Yeah.
they're ranked like 14th and 21st. Like how insane
Yeah,
is that?
crazy.
It's very
Like you
nuts.
just got to wonder what is the ceiling with these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And like Dags is someone who I think is very, very clearly improved season to season. Even set to set, like I'll verse him and then I'll verse him like the next week, and he's just
Yeah.
cleaned up so many things.
Yeah, he's got a different game plan. He's got, yeah.
Yeah, I can see him going really, really far. Just takes a bit of seasoning, and I think that's happening right now.
Yeah. And I think, lately, Dags realized that now he's been changing his playstyle, because we used to call him the hold forward Wii Fit.
Yes.
And then he would always like go in and like go for those nasty edge guards and like, but now he's been starting to like combine the defensive play and stuff into his playstyle, and
Yep.
it's like been really working out for him. He knows like when he should be camping or
Yep.
like playing defensive, and when he should go in.
No, definitely. Okay, moving on to number 22. The people want it. Let's give
Yeah,
it to
give
them.
the people what they want.
It's Fly.
It's Fly, yeah.
Yeah. Plus 9.
Plus 9.
Biggest one
Enormous.
so far.
Enormous. And as you'll see, the trend is improving like recently. Like his
Yes,
the
for
start of
sure.
his season was like
Not
quieter
amazing.
compared to now.
Yeah.
So like when I saw him at 22, I was like, that's not like
Well,
the teens. Like I thought he'd
Yeah.
be much higher.
Yeah.
Um,
So right now he'd be higher, but because it's the 3-month period that we have to look at,
Yes.
the first month, maybe 2 months, but mostly the first month is what had him lower. The people love you,
Loves the
Incineroar.
Incineroar.
Holy moly.
hell
He
yeah.
looks like a teddy
Yeah.
bear, I
Yeah.
reckon.
He is a teddy bear.
So cute. Fly out really, really good. What did he come at Arcadian? Fourth?
He came, fourth.
Fourth, which was the
Only-
second highest Queenslander.
So
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
lost to Pillow Talk and Joz, which
Yep.
is, Pillow Talk is like totally fine as a loss, and then
Yeah.
I lost to Joz, who's number 10. So
Yeah.
it's totally nuts.
Another thing to quickly bring up is a lot of PRs and similar rankings account recency. But
Yep.
if they do really well in the last month, the last couple tournaments, this has no recency bias whatsoever.
None at all. It's just numbers in front
blanket
of you.
looking at the
Yep.
spreadsheet.
Yeah. If the Arcadian was in January or November, it wouldn't make a difference.
I think that Fly is very obviously a player that's on the up and up. 1-0 on Najima. Did I say it right? No.
Hmm?
Okay.
Negima.
Oh,
no,
Negima,
but
sorry.
still, that wasn't. Yeah.
Negima. 2-0 on Churro. He's even on Quaxi. He's defeated Jace, which I know is a kind of up in the
Yeah,
air
still, yeah.
type
That's
of
still
thing,
a good win.
but still notable. Absolutely one to watch.
Yes, for sure.
Yep.
Definitely expect to see him going up in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've said that about so many people. So
It
th-
is
and,
like that.
All
and
of
that's
them.
the scary thing. I feel like so many people are on an upward trend.
Yep.
Like everyone is getting better all at once. So you
Yeah.
just got to get better faster than everyone else. And that's so hard.
All right.
Well, I thought there'd be a lot
Yeah.
more talk
I
about
don't-
Fly.
yeah, I
the,
don't
the,
know,
the, the chat was so thirsty for him.
Yeah.
And then really good player. Lovely guy as well.
Yeah, he's
Absolute
lovely.
sweetheart.
Funny guy as well. If he's not on the funny PR, I'm going to riot.
Oh, he's got he's
Oh.
I think so. I think so.
Okay.
Funny pig.
Okay, number 23 is Recon. Third snake.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez Louise.
And we've got 3 unique poses and stuff right here. So.
Yeah.
Yes,
very
I
well
love
done.
that box pose. That's my favorite pose. Favorite one to draw.
Definitely Loki's pose. But anyway.
Yeah.
Recon, yes.
Yep. Can beat anyone.
Can beat anyone. Beaten Shadu.
Yep. Jaws and Schooner.
Yep.
Yep. Crazy. Like those are huge wins. But yeah, that Shadru win was just like Everyone was like, whoa, hang on.
Whoa, yeah, like, oh, wait a second.
I remember there was one event, I think it was just out of this period where he came like 4th on an FNS. And everyone's like, excuse me?
I think that was just
Yeah, I think it was just
before
out
the
of it.
period started, but yeah.
But yeah, Recon is just the type of guy that can just turn up and just sweep.
For sure.
Yeah.
He's been playing around with more at least, okay, so Recon's season was like the first month, so November, he was still kind of like playing around with lots of characters. He was playing Snake, Pokemon Trainer, Joker, all like amazing characters. And then and he was doing really well. Like he beat Shad Roe with Snake and stuff like that. And then he went to somewhere, Japan maybe. I don't think it was Japan. He went somewhere for a month, like basically all of December.
Yeah.
And then he came back and he's been like kind of rusty like for a little bit. And then he's also been picking up Sheik. And because he really loves Sheik. He loved Sheik in Smash 4. It's probably his most favorite character.
He almost
in the
beat
whole
Adam
game.
in Smash 4.
He did, yeah. Which is nuts. And yeah, so like the rust and like the Sheik is kind of, at least at the start of January, has gotten him some like sketchy losses, but then like towards the back end of the season, like the last week has been like he's been back all the way back up there. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I see people in the chat talking about the X Factor, and we kind of like theorize if we should do X Factors or what. But yeah, his would be quite high.
Yeah, but then like as we mentioned when we were talking about it earlier,
Everyone
it's
else
like
would be
everyone is
quite high.
Yeah.
It's
So
very hard to tell.
this person could definitely be number 15, and it's like, oh, so I got this person and this person.
And I just want to say, like, we're down to number 23. I view none of these guys as free. Hey, like if I'm versing Recon or Fly, I'm just like, oh hell nah. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do against these guys. And the chat also talking about the artwork. I think again we got to point to it. Holy moly, it's so good.
Yeah,
like this is
so good.
So JANGLIO was one that did it. JANGLIO is here with us
Hello,
right
everyone.
now.
Just
And
being a bit quiet because talking about stats and stuff. But
Yeah.
like I just did art.
but yeah, JANGLIO, you made each of these poses and images and everything. And
Yeah.
holy moly, everything you see in front of you is all you. It's
Yeah.
all original
all
content,
original,
pretty much.
yes.
Yeah.
All personalized.
Yeah, it took a while. But I think like the main purpose of making it look so good is like, you know, I love my scene and I love the community in Queensland. And I just want to put that like on the map, hopefully.
Yes.
A lot. Like people will appreciate the amount of effort, hopefully, I put into this. And the amount of like effort it took to make this. I hope that other people will be inspired and like that as well.
Yeah, and it was enormous. And I love how you've just captured the personality of so many different characters here. Like we talk about how we've got 2 Jokers in totally different poses. We have 3 Snakes, and they're all very unique. And some of the crazy ones like Mr. Game & Watch, and you've got Ridley. Like those are not easy characters to. You don't really see those types of characters in Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
so
no.
a bit hard to convey those ones.
Yeah.
Also, we've got to give a shout out to DFS's Inkling. Look at that face. I cannot deal with that face. It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
Pisses
cheeky.
me off.
It is the cheekiest face.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, JANGLIO, you do commissions, don't you?
I do.
Yes.
Yes, I have a Twitter. It will be in the.
Someone exclamation
Comments.
mark.
Yeah,
Twitter.
someone did it
Yeah.
before, so it came
You
up.
can just DM me if
Yeah.
you want. I'll reply.
But yeah, JANGLIO has done quite a bit of art and will continue doing art.
Yeah.
And I think it's getting better and better. I think this is your best work, but
Yeah, me too.
but we're not even finished yet. We've got to see all of
No.
it. So let's move on to number 24. Number 24 is Squid Fist.
Yep.
Okay, so this is interesting. Even,
But
but
as we talked earlier,
as we said earlier, there's 4
Not really
return
even.
/ new. So not really
Not
even.
even,
Not
yeah.
even.
Squid Fist has definitely improved so much since the
So
last
much.
40. He had a very, very strong start of the season. Like he beat Ari and beaten Jono twice.
Yep.
I'm not sure if those were at the start of the season, but yeah, I remember.
A sad
At,
arrow as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember he got 3rd at like I think it was the first QSS of the season, so the November one, and with that amazing top 3 photo. But yeah, Squid Fist, very impressive season. Positive on Jono, as I said, 1-1 on Jaws. He's positive on Umko, Loki, and Mittens, which is like totally insane. I don't think there's really like anyone who's positive on all 3 of those. Except for, like-
until the PR, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess that's one of those things. If he's positive on all those people above him, why is he below them?
Yeah. So then, you know, the classic mid-level Queensland. He's 0-1 on Juice Goose, 0-1 on Seymour Butts, 1-2 on Crimson, 1-3 on Joza, 0-1 on Nick. So like, yeah, everyone has the lots of good wins and the lots of losses, and it's kind of insane.
He has 41 attendance points as well,
Yes.
which is very notable. Very high amount of attendance, so
Yeah.
you're going to drop a few.
Yeah, definitely for sure. His record is 29-40 on the rest of the 40, which is still like very good.
One thing we noted as we were going through everyone has a win on either Squid Fist or Loki.
Yeah. I feel like those are the kind of we talk about like the mid-level, but you know, like the mid-level, those are kind of like the targets. And I say for everyone like below, aim for those guys. Like make a game plan in your head. You're going to verse a Loki, you're going to verse a Squid Fist one day because they're at so many
They're
events.
at everything.
And those are the big roadblocks. You've got to overcome those guys to break through. So those guys should be your targets.
Yeah, for sure.
Going back to his start of the season as well, which of course is part of the PR season. Those results were actually put him on the map for consideration for PR as well. He was kind of in that top 15 range.
Yep, he was popping off.
As well as I think, it was like Loki, Umko, Joz were
Yep.
kind of those next in line. But then Scooner got the spot.
There was this one event in particular where he was just popping off.
Yep.
He just like was on fire and just beat so many people. Some of his biggest wins were in that one event. But that wasn't just like a one-off. Like he came 5th at Arcadian.
Yep.
Which is huge.
Nuts. Yeah.
Like some of the people he overcame. And he lost to Joz, who came 2nd. And who's the other one?
I don't remember.
Did he lose to Crimson?
No, he
Squid?
beat Crimson
Oh,
in
he
top
beat.
8.
Oh yeah, he did in losers.
It might have been
It
Princess.
might be Princess, yeah.
Vanessa beat him in winners.
Vanessa,
Oh,
yes.
Okay, so
Oh.
Vanessa, yeah. Yeah, so there you go. Some, very, very legitimate players. Squid Fist, People's Champion as well. A lot of people love him. A lot of people want him to see him just do really well, which I think is just so awesome.
It's great.
I'd just like to note that Squid totally won that set, by the way, against Vanessa.
Vanessa.
He totally won that set.
Oh, there we go. Vanessa's in chat.
Game
Yeah.
4 is highly
Careful what you
cursed.
say, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can move on to number.
Number 25 is Battle Dolphin.
Woo.
How did you choose Ness of all characters, of all the ones that Battle Dolphin throws out?
I picked it, and basically only my good wins, and basically all my other characters have mostly given me bad losses in the season. So
That's really sad.
And Ness hasn't. So here we are.
You have the highest attendance rate out of everyone.
Yep.
Not counting,
Number
like,
one
not
on
just
the
the
PR.
40. We're talking like
Everyone.
everyone. You had 52 points of attendance.
Yep.
That's enormous.
I love you all.
I love it too.
I love going to things. I love talking to everyone. I love TOing events. I love... Yeah.
And I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
No, I think, hang on, sorry. Well, I want to walk this back. We've got Squid Fist in there saying, bad mental health gang. One day I might be consistent. Nah, Squid Fist is amazing.
Squid Fist is
Yeah.
amazing.
Squid Fist is amazing. You're number 24 on like this absolutely packed roster of 40 people.
Oh, yeah.
You came 5th at Arcadian. You've had some huge wins. Like Squid Fist, you're doing amazing.
I don't think I could tell you, honestly, that like anyone from 21 down is even close to being consistent.
Yeah.
So like it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Mid-level is nuts.
Yeah,
Queensland
mid-level is nuts. Squid Fist is on the up and up. He's even, which means like Loki, he's like gone
He's-
up 4
yeah.
places.
Yeah.
Like, nah, you're doing good, mate. You're doing good. Don't beat yourself up about it. This is worth celebrating. And I want to say this to everyone else on the 40 or people that just miss out on the 40, whatever. Like, you guys are doing amazing. Like, this is a very strong region. Like, potentially the 3rd strongest in the country. Up for
Yeah.
debate a bit.
There's an argument for second, but that's basically because like most of the top 5 of New South Wales are now inactive.
Yeah.
But if not for that, then I'd say solidly 3rd.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, like if you guys are even on this list, you're doing really, really good. So,
Yeah.
anyway, sorry, I just so not to take your moment, Battle Dolphin. So Battle Dolphin, you are an amazing player, very underrated, I would say. Obviously have a couple of losses, but when you have 52 points of attendance,
Yeah.
you'll drop a couple.
It's actually surprising. I don't have that many bad losses. I think I have
No.
like 2 or 3 of like unranked 40, like people not on the 40 losses. Considering that I I have, how many sets is that? 92 sets against the 40, 36, 56.
Crazy,
God.
crazy numbers.
92. Break 100 next time,
Like,
please.
With 2 PR wins.
Yeah, not a lot
Yeah.
in comparison.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, got a win on Kajek, but yeah, that top 15 was a bit of a roadblock for you. Your numbers against the top 15 are like you can obviously see where you're running into a wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of my issue is character, because I said on the way here that I play 5 characters in tournament, and that's not a lie. So, oh, JANGLIO is looking at me. What's your 5,
Wait,
huh?
Yeah, what's the other 2?
What? Ness, Jigglypuff, me, Sword Fighter, Kirby, and Bowser Jr.
Oh, Kirby, yeah. Bowser Jr.
I beat
I
number
actu-
16 on Friday with Bowser Jr. Yeah,
Wow.
thank you. Not in the season.
Yeah, that
Doesn't
wasn't
matter.
the season.
Ignore it.
Get out.
But yeah.
No, Battle Dolphin is a player who is at everything, and I think is slightly overlooked because of that, and kind of like taken for granted. And I don't think that people really realize how strong you are of a competitive player. Like everyone knows you as like the TO or whatever, but
Yeah.
you are like here looking at these numbers, number 25 on the 40, which is enormous.
Yeah. I knew that a lot of people leading up to the 40 were like, if they had like the list of people that were improving, it was like, you know, Fly, Dags, and then like I would be included as well. And and like we did this list, so and before that, and then I'd be like, ugh, I'm -7. But yeah. I don't think people quite realize that at the start of the season especially I was playing a lot more Jigglypuff, and that kind of didn't help.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah.
Yep.
I
Moving
don't
on.
talk about me.
Yeah, no, it's kind of hard. It's just
Ben,
like
talk about me.
like how do we actually? Yeah, Ben, say some things about Lachlan. I mean, Battle Dolphin.
Because we didn't mention this, but we don't really rank each other on the 40. At least, especially me, I'm always
You
like,
mean we
all
do
right,
rank
Ben.
each other.
Yeah,
but
as in
not
we rank
ourselves.
right. We don't rank ourselves. So I'm always
Yeah.
like, all right, Ben, rank
ahead.
me. Yeah.
That's why there's
I'm
a bit
not
of, that's
doing
why
it.
there's a bit of Kenny bias coming in hot.
That was his idea.
All I can say is get good and
Yes.
play Ness more, or another character that you really like and get good with them.
Fair.
But I mean,
Very
you
encouraging.
have one of the best records against the mid-level. Like just a lot of green, few sets dropped again, and of course you've also like played everyone. So there's a lot more to look at than most other players. But aside that, very good with 2 PR wins. I think everyone at up to this point has had at least 2 PR wins.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yep.
And yeah, as we go lower, there will be a couple people who don't have any PR wins. But even say below them, there will be players who do have PR wins. But there's I think 33 of the 40 have a PR win.
Man. Yeah, some of those numbers are kind of insane. It like again just shows how close everyone is skill wise.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so moving on to number 26 is Weeb. Look at that,
Yeah.
Rob.
He's so happy.
Would you look at that, Rob?
He's
Um,
dancing.
He had decent attendance, I think, but his record against the 40 was difficult because it was 8-17. Not many matches against the 40. I think part of that is because a bunch of his attendance were Coastal Clash events, and
Yeah.
there are only a few Sunshine Coast top 40ers. So most of the matches there will be against like non-40. And I think like say Lumi went to one, so if you played him,
Yeah.
then that wouldn't count, etc.
Yeah, as Ben said, 8-17, which is on paper, honestly,
Not amazing.
crap.
Yeah.
But
Again,
his 8 wins are Shad Roe,
Yep.
gigantic.
Enormous.
Jono, gigantic.
At 1-0 on
Fantastic
Jono as well. He's
Yep.
positive.
Quaxi, Schooner, Umco. So that's already 5 wins, and they're all on people ranked above him.
Yep.
And then again, he's only got 3 wins later on. But yeah. So it's again, we just want to reiterate that it's not the record that matters basically like at all. It's where they're placed. 8-40 wins is really low, but when you've got a win on Shadu, it's like we have to put him really high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to reiterate, it's pretty obvious from some of the records, but the scores aren't unique players, it's total. So the 17 losses, you know, it's like 3 losses to Shad Roe of
Yep.
the 17, you know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So it's not like he lost to 17 of the 40.
I've lost to 56 of the 40.
I was actually surprised to see him go down 9 spots, but I think
Mhm.
that says more about everyone else rising up rather than him
Definitely.
going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
I don't think anyone going in, like, if you're going up to fight Weeb, you're no one is like still confident or whatever.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
everyone's still like, this is Weeb, he's nuts.
Yeah. I feel like we're in the danger zone. I feel like the entire thing is a danger zone.
For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
That
I think
said,
it's-
oh, you go
Oh,
first.
sorry. It's more like people aren't decreasing in skill level. It's just like heaps of people aren't improving.
Everyone is rising.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
is improving. So
Yeah.
that's how like different it is.
No, that's it. It's, everyone's playing at the same time. Everyone's running the same race, and just, some are just like going super quick.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
insane.
Okay, and speaking of people going super quick, at number 27 we have Pinky.
Mhm.
First,
Newcomer.
first real
First
new
proper
player.
new one. Yeah, like mine says new, but that's new to a 40. But he's
Yeah.
like legitimate
Gone
new
from not
Yes.
40 to top 40.
to 27.
Yeah.
That's
Nuts.
huge. That's like similar to, I think Fly had that last season. He was
Yeah,
like
he
off
was
to
Fly was
31. Yeah.
Marby was 25th, I think, last time.
Yeah, something like that.
So
Yeah.
very, very similar
Some guys
jump
jumping off.
onto the 40.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a huge leap. Pinky from the Gold Coast, another fairly young player, somewhat new to the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. He's really, really good. He actually won the amateurs bracket of Big Cheese.
He did.
Yes.
Which I
Yes.
think opened a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah.
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 He netted like 3 or 4 top 20 Adelaide wins
Mm.
at that event, and has since then done quite well. He did pretty well at the Arcadian. He actually beat Beat, didn't he?
He
I'm pretty
Did
sure
he?
I think he defeated
3-0'd,
Beat,
yeah.
3-0'd Beat in losers. Went
Nice.
game 5 with Lanoon, who of course isn't active enough to be on it, but definitely a top 40 contender. Even
Yeah.
then, actually, I'm a little. He might. There's definitely a possibility he wouldn't be top 40, but
Lanoon.
yeah, but he's still very good.
Mm.
But
So
yeah.
yeah, if we look at Pinky's records,
It's a lot more
Uh,
Gold Coast oriented.
yeah, for
Wins and
sure.
Yeah, which
losses.
makes sense.
It's
like,
kind of more similar to mine, where he doesn't have many. Well, he doesn't have any of the top echelon wins. His best win is Sick Nick, which is still obviously really good. But then his records are on the mid level. Like he doesn't lose to a whole lot of the individual mid level players. Like he's 2-1 on Dags, 1-1 on Mittens and DFS, and then like, you know, he's 0-1 on Crimson and 0-2 on Josa and 0-1 on Big Fratelli. But like, other than that, there isn't a whole lot of like losing in the lower level, which a bunch of the other players have.
Yeah, I was, when breaking down all the numbers, he was actually one of the most consistent, well-placed players
Yeah.
out of all the results. Like, he's not losing to people very, very far below him. And yeah, he's beating people like slightly in front of him. He's like
Mhm.
exactly where he should be.
Yeah.
And anecdotally, one of the wins against me, he 3-stocked me. Not just 3-stocked, he was on like 40% 3-stocked.
Yeah.
It was grim. So yes, I can vouch that Pinky is very good.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely one to watch as well, because
Yeah.
the question is how high is his ceiling? 'Cause,
Mm.
yeah, if he's debuting at number 27, like what is he going
Yeah.
to be next season?
Yeah, for sure. And unlike a lot of the mid-level at the start, well, I guess somewhat now as well, Pinky's not really questioning his character at all, which
Yep.
is very good. I know that some people consider Meta Knight to be like not amazing, so then people can like lose faith in their like their mid or high tiers or whatever. And Pinky's definitely not like that. He's always like, oh, I can do this instead, and like he's always like labbing his ladders or bridges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's always improving that.
And it's an especially good mentality to have, because at an Australian level, let alone a Queensland level, like you can do very well with any character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we were talking about new players or returning players and how it kind of like skews the numbers, we have another person in here. So it's like we have 5 new or returning. So
Yep.
from here on in, you got to maybe add
Minus
5. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a bit wonky. So moving on to number 28 is Marby. I love that
Yep.
picture.
Mm-hmm.
It is such a
Very
good
cute.
picture. What do you think they talk about? Him and that snake.
Well, okay. Marby has instructed me to say this
Okay.
every time
Okay.
he brings it up. Rope snake,
rope snake.
the
Yes.
red one, is canonically depressed,
Yeah.
apparently.
Okay.
He says this to me a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're probably talking about depression, I guess.
I'm not gonna whatever. Yeah.
I mean, what else can a snake talk about?
I didn't see that one coming.
Anything if they can speak English.
Apples.
That's
Apples.
So he's minus
That's a
three.
word.
He's minus 3, but once we balance out those numbers, he's actually like
Plus
plus
one.
4.
Plus
Or-
whatever.
No,
yeah.
hang on.
Plus
No, plus
two.
4. Yeah, from that.
Math.
Yeah, he's. I can't do math. He's actually like slightly gone up. Really, really good player. I feel like he's just waiting for his big breakout. I
Yeah.
feel like he's a really good, solid mid-level, like
Mhm.
right there. But yeah, he needs that big win.
Yeah, for sure.
He's really sorry.
You go.
Sorry. He's really good with his like character. Like
Mhm.
he
Mhm.
labs out Lucas so much, and he's insane with labbing. He labs a lot. He's a lab god, as
Yeah,
we
for
all
sure.
know.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the character specialists.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, once he
Um,
starts pulling it all together, like holy moly, I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be good.
And we talked earlier about specific play styles and stuff, and about defensive play, and that being like a wall that you have to get around. I think Marby is like kind of up there too with Lucas.
Yeah.
You definitely have to, if you want to win against him ever, you have to work out like, okay, how am I getting around these theirs and these PK fires, and like you need a basically like a specific game plan to be able to like, yeah.
Yeah,
And
he's got
there's-
some good wins as well. He's got a win
Mhm.
on Flex, who's number 16, which is pretty big.
Yep.
Loki, DFS, and Dags. So like looking at the couple of people in front of him, like
Yeah.
he can do it. He can keep moving forward. But yeah,
And they're not even like like they are just wins, but like he's only lost to Loki in that group as well, so he's like positive on
Yep.
whoever we said, Flex and stuff, yeah.
yeah. I think he's definitely a case where he's cooking at the moment. But when he's ready, he's gonna be doing hella good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, moving on to number 29. It is Python. Look at that Sam.
Look at it, yeah. I love it.
Oh man. Okay, so I know he's someone that is very, very motivated by the Queensland 40. And again, I gotta
Yes.
highlight -2. Nah, he's
Nah.
moving. He's moving up, man. He's moving up. He's 1-0 on spammage. So positive on spammage. So positive on number 14. Wins over Loki, myself, DFS, etc. Like guys in front of him.
Recon.
Yep.
Nuts. Yeah. Marby himself.
Yeah. Maybe a lack of data may have hurt him. Like he's got some, but he's only
kind of,
he's
yeah.
only
Yeah.
11-15 in the head-to-head. Like he's coming to events, but he's not having the matches, which
Yeah.
is for this.
And that's a similar deal with Marby as well, who was 13-17.
Oh, this is
It's
the wrong one.
It's even
but
less
yeah.
because that was the top 55. So
10-16.
yeah, 10-16 and 11-15. So very difficult.
We'll realize that a lot of, basically almost the entire rest of the 40 are like that. It's just like the lack of their attendance like really brings them down. But in reality, it's like, you
They
know,
could definitely be much
number
higher.
16 to 40 are like all so insanely close in terms of skill.
Yeah, and I think like we're gonna show some like kind of general tier groupings later,
Yes.
but everyone is so close to each other
Yeah.
at this point. It's crazy. Like literally just one big pop-off event, and you'll be like jumping up 2 spots.
Yeah,
It's
for
nuts.
sure. It's not more than that.
Yeah. But no, I actually really enjoy how Python is so motivated by the 40 and that placing, and he because he missed out on the first one, I believe. I think
The very first
I think
one,
he
yeah.
just missed out on the first one.
Yep.
Made the second one like quite well.
Yeah.
As you can see here, and yeah, I know that he like looks at that and says, I want this to like drive me and help me improve. So props to him. I love to see that,
Yeah.
because this is kind of one of the purposes of this Queensland 40.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of the, I think, actually, maybe this isn't true, but I know that Pinky has like a hit list as well, that people, they're like, okay, I've got to get like these people, these wins, and then like I can show that I'm like consistent still and like blah, blah, blah. The steps to improving. And I'm pretty sure Python has one of those as well, which I like seeing.
Yeah.
It's just like, basically like your goals on your way up. Is
Yeah.
like, yeah.
It's very good to see.
Yeah, I think a mindset like that is a type of mindset that pushes you really far. Like
Yeah.
I look at guys like him, Marby, Pinky, like literally all 3 in a row.
Yeah.
All 3 approaching competitive gaming with such a good mindset. So they could easily pop off. Easy.
Yeah.
Okay, number 30 is Caboose. Someone who I think people forget about quite often.
Yeah. He doesn't go to a lot of Brisbane events, so makes sense. But Caboose is still totally insane. He does really well on the Gold Coast. I kind of expect him to be very high on the next Gold Coast PR, which was the same period as this. But yeah, Caboose, not a whole lot of attendance. 12-15 is his record on the 40, which is, you know, better than some people that we've already mentioned, but the lack of attendance really puts it down. He's got 2 wins on Negama, 1 win on Spammage, 2 wins on, who's that, Dags, 4 wins on myself, yeah. Gold Coast. He's very dominant in terms of that, so yeah. But he doesn't get to play Brisbaneites super often, so it like, and when he does, he doesn't do like amazing. So he's lost to Jay Yoshi and Crimson, and I think he's lost to a few lower level players as well. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that.
Yeah,
very good.
Again, -4, but really, like, averages out to like,
Yeah.
he's still doing like really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, 14 attendance points for the season, which is much lower.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, he's getting those wins, as you said.
He still came like 13th of the Arcadian or something, losing to
9? Maybe? I think he actually did better. Oh,
nah,
actually
13th.
no, 13th would
'cause
just
he
be the
lost
next
to,
one down.
Yeah. So he lost to Crimson and losers, and I don't remember who he lost to in losers. But someone very good.
Before we move on to the next person,
Yes.
would we be able to have a quick 1-minute break?
Okay.
I've drunk a lot of water.
glance
Okay,
at chat,
Ben
I
needs to go
guess.
to the toilet. I was like, is this...
Are
if
we
this is-
allowed? Is this okay?
If this is for Ubis...
Ben's
that's-
literally already gotten up. And
Okay, no, Ben's gone. Okay,
Okay.
no, don't worry. I'll stick around. I'll stick around talking to chat.
we could even just like talk to chat if we wanted.
Yeah, let's just... Okay, so look, Battle Dolphin and I will
Sup?
stick around, talk to chat.
Hell yeah.
30 placings
30.
through. Holy moly.
That has gone fast.
There's a lot of guys like Umco and Recon and Caboose, which you just forget about.
Yeah.
But then you look at them and you're just like, they got results,
Wait,
eh?
yeah.
Jeez Louise.
I
So...
love it.
Why are you asking where's Finn? He's like fit. some of these chat things are very confusing.
Oh, because he went to the bathroom during the.
Oh,
and Finn
yes,
goes
yes,
to the
yeah. Oh man, we could never have Finn on one of these panels because he'd just be like.
I mean, he was on the podcast.
Did he survive?
Jet, did he survive?
Did he survive all the way through without having
Jet's
to
like
go to the?
slightly nodding.
Yeah,
There would have
surely.
been a break, but
I don't
yeah.
know what's going on with that man, but he loves to go to the toilet.
No, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure his strategy with that is he's not actually going to the toilet. He's just going to like calm down and like get ready for the next set.
Yeah, no, I think that's
Yeah.
fair. I think that's fair. Blaze saying start the DQ timer. I love that. That's so good. That's right. Yeah, Shadrach, that's a good point. Ben did this. He was in Grands, 4 games in, and says, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the toilet." So Shadrach had to sit there while Ben
You're
went
like
to the toilet,
literally not allowed to do that.
and then came back, and then he won.
And then he won.
He won, and then he's
You're like not actually allowed to ice someone like that.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is a really good question, and it's extra good because it's highlighted.
Oh.
No, I'm looking at all of them, but the highlight ones certainly
100,
stand out.
yeah.
Who are our picks for people to watch at Meta Shift? Talking strictly Queenslanders, of course.
Okay. Fly. Comes
Fly.
to mind first.
Absolutely Fly.
Everyone.
I know.
Fly, Pinky. Well, if I say someone in like the top 15, it's like that's kind of cheating.
Yeah, kind of
Like,
what you would expect.
Of course, right?
Yeah. So JANGLIO, someone just
I'm
asked,
back.
who should we look out for Meta Shift? Like, who are some players that you think will pop off?
Well, okay. Me, Gravy Dice, and Antic. We're on the
Oh,
rise.
that's
Our
true.
crew.
Well, I wonder
Wolf
why.
O'Donnell
I
is my
wonder
dad.
why.
No, don't say the name. It's a secret. Don't say the name.
It's public. it's literally public.
Okay,
It's there.
the name is Wolf.
Ben,
I
he's
hate
just coming
Ben
in.
Gold.
Ben Gold's coming
You
in.
want to go to Momo's after this?
After causing us to pause a live stream, he's like, "Hey, let's go get some chicken later."
Come
He didn't
on,
get to
as
have
if you
his
wouldn't
dinner.
want to. Yeah, I haven't had dinner.
I'm literally eating.
You can have rice then.
Classic Ben Gold shenanigans.
Yeah.
My picks are, as I said before, Pinky, Marby, Python, 3 players who I think can absolutely break out.
Mhm.
I think Meta shift the stage. I hope so.
I'm excited.
And Boing
and
Boing.
Boing Boing, he
And Boing
says.
Boing.
Hell yeah.
So Boing Boing is filming us right now as part of the documentary that he's going to be doing. So for those that haven't heard, Boing Boing is working on a Queensland Smash documentary that is going to cover the entire year. Holy moly. So started at Arcadian. He's doing this one. He's doing Meta Shift. He's doing some other majors like BAM and Phantom. And I'm really looking forward to it. Really, really looking forward to it. It's going to be great. I love just to see Smash content. You know,
Yeah.
people just making stuff like Python. Just his own idea. He just went and made like a highlights video of
Yeah.
Arcadian, which I might retweet again. I feel like it didn't get enough eyes.
Yeah,
on
I
it. Like,
know.
Yeah,
I feel
definitely
like it
didn't.
deserves more. But stuff like Cap doing the podcasts here, like there's a lot of good stuff going on. Okay, Ben, would you like to join us again? Would you like to continue?
30 seconds to eat.
Oh yeah, okay. Lachlan's over there eating right now. Any other questions from the chat? Any other comments on anything thus far?
Can you say boing boing once more?
Boing boing,
All right. Thank you.
like that.
Bing
the
bong.
chat liked how you heard it,
Oh, okay.
but I didn't hear you say it.
Gravy Dice asked, what was that crew name again? It's
Piss.
No.
Piss
what- no, 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 no.
gang.
Which one?
our 3v3 crew.
Wolf
It's-
O'Donnell is my father.
Dad.
It's not father,
Oh, dad.
but
Oh, sorry, that's
Yeah.
a very
Specifically
different,
dad.
very different
it's
meaning.
very different.
All right. Liam
I'm pretty
didn't
sure it's
think
Daddy,
this was a good
not gonna lie.
joke,
Oh,
but
here we go.
I went to Wolf. I picked Wolf,
Oh no.
and I changed the skin to the one where it's red with yellow stripes.
Mm.
And I said, "Look, Liam, Wolf McDonald." He didn't find that funny at all.
I do not find it funny.
Oh,
I find it pretty funny.
I don't find it funny.
Ben, you can be number 3 on funny PR.
Wolf
No,
McDonald.
I think. Nah,
Okay.
we need a different panel for the funny.
We need to
PR.
keep moving on
Yeah.
because Ben is reaching that point where the I think the medication's wearing off and the the troop and gold is coming out. right
Jesus
now.
Christ.
Okay, moving on to number 31. It is Nick.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that Wario. Never has Wario been like so cute.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Another
Nick,
drop.
it's
from
a
the
drop,
previous one.
but I don't think it's like this is another quiet player in the season.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, not much
The
data.
season as a whole was very quiet, except for Arcadian and the FNS before, giving almost everyone like +5 points.
It's like
basically,
it's
so-
like it's quiet, but then like everyone is
But
back.
everyone is back. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a very strange season. I feel like, especially post 40, Nick has been doing really well. Especially like beating Ari and Jaws, going game 5 with me and Ari again
Yep,
in
and
losers finals.
That's the weekend just gone that you're referring to.
Exactly. So
yeah,
that's
just out of the
outside
season.
of the season, but it's definitely something to look toward for the next season. But in general, from memory, he didn't really have 11-10 record
Yeah,
and-
which is actually the third lowest numbers on
Yes.
this list.
and nothing
Yeah.
stellar. His best win is Loki.
Yep.
And from there, it's very difficult. I think he didn't really
He
have
didn't really.
bad losses.
No, he didn't. He doesn't
No.
have. He has.
His worst is Fly at 22.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a very like that's the 18 to 22 range where
Yep.
like all of his data is plus beating everyone below him.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah.
Very hard to justify any higher, even though he realistically definitely could be.
Yeah, and it's sad to see him like tumble 9 spots, but like, yeah, as we have seen on this weekend just gone, like he's still very, very good.
Oh, very
Yeah.
much.
yeah,
so.
and it's just
Mm-hmm.
we just didn't have the data for
Yep.
this one season.
Mm-hmm. Could definitely be like PR area again.
Yeah. Okay, number 32 is Sifo.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was quite sad about not being on the last 40, so I hope you are very happy about being even higher now than you were on the first 40 by 2 slots.
Yeah.
But mostly he's mostly Wolf now. Where back in the day, he was like Lucina Greninja.
Yeah, jumping
So,
around.
Yep.
A bunch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sifo, win on Ari. Nuts.
Yes.
Yeah, 1-0 on Ari.
Mhm.
Wins on Quaxi and Flex as well.
Yes.
Yep.
Like some huge, huge wins.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the hypest players on the 40.
For
Yeah.
sure.
When he
Yeah.
whips out that big boy Ganondorf.
Ganondorf.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Oh,
Yep.
Vanessa was quaking.
Oh, that was a phenomenal set.
Oh, there you go. Vanessa asked in chat, why isn't it Ganon?
Yeah, he doesn't go Ganon a ton.
Yeah.
No, like
But when he does,
his main is definitely Wolf, but his Ganondorf is incredibly fun to
Incredibly
watch.
scary.
Yeah.
We play like friendlies every week, and his Ganon bops me a little bit, but
his Wi-Fi Ganon is the most infuriating thing I've ever played.
Absolutely. No, I think at this point, it is just so hard to stand out. Like,
For sure.
like you need to have a couple of those big PR wins to like
Yeah.
inch you forward a few spaces, and getting that win on Ari and Quaxi and Flex, like,
Yep.
yeah, like from here on in, we could put like 20 people. Like,
Oh, yeah.
all clustered together. This is when we're
Mhm.
really going through the weeds.
Well, again, number 32, and he has 2 PR wins.
Yeah, how
One against number 2.
Yeah, Like number 32 has defeated number 2. He's positive on number 2. Like
Yep.
that just shows how like packed this is. I think he's pretty close to popping off. Like I know he's taking the game a bit more seriously, playing a bit
Definitely.
more frequently.
Yep.
Doing training sessions.
It's
and
great to see.
Yeah.
I think after he didn't get on the last 40, like I remember him talking to me, he was like really just like fired up about it. But I
That's
think like
good.
Hell yeah.
he like trained for ages, and then I think he just beat Ari, just like
Yep.
like it was towards the start of the season. I think
Hell
he just
yeah.
beat him. Yeah,
That's sick.
Sifo mode.
Yep.
That's right.
Underrated on the funny PR as well.
Yep.
Okay. Moving on to number 33 is Jay Yoshi.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, another new one. Here we go. This is all the news and returns. There's a lot of these. Excellent player. Has always been good, but just has missed out on attendance.
Yep.
Yeah.
For a lot of people who may not know, he was early Smash 4 PR.
Yep.
And then gone for most of Smash 4 after that, like 2016 onward, inactive, came back for Ultimate. He's always been, he's been pretty active. He's always been in that 40 range, but this is definitely his best season, and he stepped it up. And yeah, first time on at 33rd.
Yeah,
Props
he
to him.
popped off the Arcadian, got
Yep.
like
Seventh.
seventh.
Beat
Seventh
Dags, beat Caboose?
No.
No, Crimson
beat-
Caboose.
He beat
He beat Loki. Yeah.
Yeah.
Loki
Yeah,
is
he
beat
pointing to
Loki.
himself.
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
like,
He was the one that knocked
Zyphonor
Loki
and
out.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Yes.
dropped to Fly afterwards, and Fly came like 5th. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's he actually does have a win on Fly within this season. So yeah, wins on Loki, Dags, and Fly are 3 of
Yeah.
his more notable wins.
Yeah.
Win on myself. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah, again, he's probably someone that a lot of people just forget about just because he's not as frequent as some others. But when
Yeah.
he's there, he's always been good and will continue to always
Yeah.
be
For
good.
sure.
His record is 7-15, so again there wasn't a ton of data. So
No.
that Arcadian definitely came in clutch with like those three really good wins that he got.
Yeah.
That put him like positive on them, which is a lot better than, well, not a lot better, but it definitely made him stand out above the people below him.
Cool. Moving on to number 34, it is Crimson.
Yes.
Yes.
Minus 17. What happened to you? Hang on. No, tell me. No, Crimson did good at Arcadian. What is
Yes.
going on here,
Alright, well,
guys?
I will quickly preface it with this. Again, this is the biggest drop we have seen so far.
Thus far.
So far. But yes, Julian, go 0-2 less and play better more. Like against game 2 against Princess, who's like number 14 in Victoria. Game 2 especially, he was playing PR level, basically.
Yep.
He could definitely be on the cusp of PR, but it's just that consistency.
Yep.
Again, that's a common theme on the 40. You just need the consistency, playing really well more. And yes, Julian unfortunately had quite a few events where he just did not do amazingly, and just didn't have those top results to compensate.
Yep. Yeah. Crimson's best wins are Squid Fist and myself and Pinky. So.
Yep.
Which is what?
And Princess.
24.
24
And
to
Princess,
27
right?
and
Yeah.
Princess.
And Princess was a huge win.
Yeah. His best win, 24 to 27 range.
I'd say he's the most inconsistent player in all of Queensland.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yes.
I never know.
Easily.
I never know what Crimson is going to turn up. Is it going to be like, the 0-2 Crimson that isn't like right there, or is he going to be like
It's going to be the
the-
Arcadian.
the King God Crimson
the,
that
yeah,
just
the
comes in
3-0ing
Yeah.
Princess Crimson.
and
The-
looking amazing, looking
Walk
like he's
down
absolutely
Smash
on
2 frame.
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it hurts me to see him down at 34 because he can be so much better than that. Yeah, I
Mhm.
know it's in there. Okay, he's actually second smallest head-to-head data as well
Yep.
for the
7-11.
40.
This next one has been long awaited.
Okay, number 35. It is Joza.
It's a
He
Joser.
did it. So
Hog-
it says
hog in
new.
chat.
He was
But-
honourable mention
Twice.
twice.
Both
Twice,
of them.
both
The first
times
one and
honorable
the
mention.
second one.
So
Yeah.
he was literally 41 for the
Both
last
times.
two.
Yes.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's got to feel good. That's got to
Yep.
feel good
Yeah.
that he's number 35. Finally made the list.
Congratulations, Joza.
Official. He's improving. I've
Yes.
played him
A lot.
I played him quite a bit
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
Ultimate, and every time he gets better and better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we were talking about earlier with how -4 isn't really -4. It's like Joser is technically +6 in quotes, and then
Yeah.
there's 10 new people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's went from 41 to 30
So-
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's worth it. He's got wins on Quaxi, Chirapon, Sick Nick.
Yep.
Huge. Well, all 3 in a row,
They're
actually.
in a row, yeah.
Yeah, so he's defeated 11, 12, and 13.
He's definitely high highs and low lows.
Yes. Yeah, and again, it's just like we're in the weeds right now, like splitting hairs between players. Like it's very, very tight at this point.
And he has a million years of attendance, which is really nice.
Yeah, he's got heaps of attendance, which is so good. Another Joker, third Joker that we've got. Oh, a lot
that
of
one
wolves,
stung
a lot
a
of
little bit.
Jokers.
That one stung.
Yeah, I can't imagine Joker was too fun to draw the third time.
Yeah, like second time I was like, okay. Third time,
Yeah, like, what do you do? What do
running
you
out of
do?
I
Nah.
couldn't use like a box as well at times.
Yeah.
There was no cop out.
That's true.
Oh, actually, I missed I missed one of my notes on Crimson. I wanted to point out that since this period has ended, he's had wins on Nejima and Sicknick.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah,
Very good
he can
wins.
pop off, man.
Yeah,
he can
for
pop
sure.
off. But yeah, Joe, so I'm stoked. I'm stoked that he's getting the recognition because he's getting
Mhm.
better and better every single
Yeah.
time. And again, what is his ceiling? How far is he going to go? Because
Yeah.
he's improving. Yep. Okay. Number
nice player.
36 is Seymour Butts.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's really cool to see him
Back.
Yeah, back. Yeah. Kind of surprised that he made attendance, but then I saw he had 24 points of attendance this
Yes.
season.
Yeah, that was a bit. Yeah.
He's kind of just been like showing up to like all the FNSs and like the QSSs and just like kind of been like just like quietly there.
Just
and, like,
there,
yeah.
quietly defeating Shad Roe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
quiet,
Yeah.
actually.
Got a win on
He's,
Shad Roe, which is nuts.
definitely looking to like come to more, train more, because again, he is another former Smash 4 PR player.
Yes.
He at one point he got top 5. I think 5th was his highest
Yeah.
ever.
Very consistent player.
Also one of Queensland's best interstate performances.
Yes.
Historically.
Yeah, no,
Um,
he's actually done really,
yeah.
really well interstate. Has he? He hasn't travelled for
He hasn't
Ultimate,
travelled
yet,
Not
has
for
he?
Ultimate.
No.
So
Ooh,
yeah,
yeah.
he's barely been here for Ultimate at all, and now, yes, for the first time he's made it onto the Queensland 40.
Yep. Sifo asking a good question. Was this your favourite one to draw?
I wasn't
Janglio?
going to reply to that. For all you who don't
No,
know,
if he puts the
Julia-
bits on it, you
Janglio
got
does
it.
not like Yoshi.
I really, really hate Yoshi.
I can tell by Yoshi's face here.
Sweeney hasn't forgotten, by the way.
Yeah,
so-
I
so
know.
yes.
But when I was seeded to verse finesse, I was like, that's it. You know, I'm quitting Ultimate.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's just like, fuck Yoshi, man. Right?
Mhm.
Anyone else agree? Pog is in the chat.
Yeah,
Nah, I love Yoshi.
Please.
I had
I
to deal
love
with
Yoshi.
Liam back in the day, and he beat
Yeah.
me like almost exclusively with down B.
Oh, jeez. Disgusting.
He did the same to Dr. Anus as well.
So great to see Seymour Butts yet again in the fold.
Yes.
Yeah, and hopefully
Really
it will
cool to see.
continue because he
Mhm.
is, as you said, a former PR for Smash for a
Yes.
very long time.
Yes.
He lived in the PR. He was
Yep.
consistently top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with actually, for those that don't realize, him, Weeb, and Konzo are all triplets.
Yep.
I did not
The
know
Duffy
that. from
brothers.
triplets.
Triplets?
Triplets.
Yes.
What?
Not just brothers,
Yeah.
triplets.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I know. Could they be
My
any more
mind's
different between the
blown.
three of them? It's crazy.
I think I might have this wrong, but I'm pretty sure Konzo is the oldest and Weeb is the youngest.
Come on. By like a minute.
Yeah.
Come on, Minna. Okay, moving on. Number 37 is.
Well,
oh,
yeah.
jokes! What is
Yep.
this? 36.5. What's going on here?
Yes.
Whoa.
Basically, also as part of the spirit of the Queensland 40, we want 40 Queenslanders
Yep.
to be on the 40. So internationals, interstaters who may be eligible, we want to put them. We still want to have them there, but as a 0.5, so they don't take up a slot over a Queenslander.
Mhm.
I was
And-
stoked to see this.
Mhm.
Juice Goose is a lad. He's
Yep.
such a
Yeah.
nice dude.
Mhm.
So from South Africa, visiting here. His girlfriend is from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Brisbane.
he's
Sorry. Makes
Yes.
sense.
and he just left the
He
country.
just
didn't
left
Yeah,
again.
he did.
Mhm.
Yep. But no, really, really great guy. And I was actually kind of surprised that he made the list. But then I saw he's got wins over Nejima and Kajek.
Yep.
That's
From
huge.
one TNF.
From a
Yeah.
single event.
Yep.
Wow. So it's really cool. Like, yeah, with results like that, it's really cool to see him still
Mhm.
be honored. He's got the second smallest head-to-head data with 914 ranking.
Yep.
Yep.
He didn't go to many. Straight off the bat when he came, he was pretty good.
Yep.
Everyone
Mhm.
recognized that quite quickly. And then before he moved over to Townsville for a while, yeah, he popped off for that TNF, beating 2 PR players. And then when he came back, because he didn't really get to play at all for like a month and a half, he's yet another player who wasn't here for a big chunk of the season. Since he came back, he didn't do Super Crash Hot until the Arcadian. And that's when he beat like 3 or 4 good players in a row, like Game 5.
Yep.
He went Game 5 with Pillow Talk as well, actually, in winners.
It was the last hit.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's really impressive, considering Pillow Talk came third, but that's kind of up in the air. Well, the actual
Considering
number is,
he didn't lose at the tournament.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
And then
bit.
Juice
It's a
Goose
bit
got the
grey,
closest
like
by
what
far,
number
so
that
yeah.
is. But still, Juice Goose going Game 5 with Pillow Talk is like, ooh, huge.
Yep.
Yeah. Fantastic. I'm really glad that he could be recognized because he's such a lovely guy as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. The actual number 37 is Kaidash.
Yep.
That
Oh, the
Kirby face,
is so
man.
sad.
That's a thing of nightmares right there.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
It's like sad but happy.
I love how this is a mix of like cute and just terrifying.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
I find Rob really scary.
Oh, Rob is a bit scary.
There's no like character model for like that I can try and replicate for Rob, so it's just like
You just got to do it.
just have to make him a circle head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, hang in chat, Aussie Pretzel giving a tier 1 sub to
Hell
Juice
yeah.
Goose. That's
And-
so cool,
yeah.
man. That's
Hell
so
yeah.
cool. I love
Let's
to
go,
see
Aussie
it.
Pretzel.
Yeah. Kaidash is such a gatekeeper to the 40 in my mind. Like for all the guys in amateurs and redemption and stuff, like gun for Kaidash. Try to beat that guy because once
Yeah.
you do, then you can start climbing.
Yeah. Kaidash also has the second highest attendance on the 40.
Yes.
So yeah, he comes to everything. He's played everyone, which makes it really nice to rank. But yeah, he's got wins on. Need to zoom in. Flex and Umco, which are huge. 2-0 on
Yes.
Flex, 1-0 on Umco, 2-1 on Fly, 1-1 on who's that? Pinky. Yeah.
So like, yeah, he can upset people.
Yeah,
just
for
like
sure.
that. Yeah.
Solid Gold Coast results as well on the.
Yep.
He would be Gold Coast
He
PR.
will. He should be Gold Coast PR. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no.
Solid wins.
Yeah, Kaidash is, definitely don't sleep on him. But yeah, my advice to everyone wanting to get onto the 40 is gun for Kaidash. Once you get over him, then you're rolling.
Just sending like a flock of people, guys.
I
That's
am.
great.
No, legit. I
He
think
doesn't mind.
It's on everyone's hit list
I think that
now.
Kaidash is quite underrated. I think he's
Yeah.
quite overlooked. Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's Kaidash. But like, if you look at his results, he's got a very clear place. He's like, this is
Yeah.
where I am, and like, you can't just step over me.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Cool. Moving on to number 38, it is Umbrella. Smallest head-to-head that we have,
Yes.
6'9". This
Yes.
would have been a nightmare to place.
Yes.
I
How
almost
did-
think it was intentional by Ethan to be 6'9", but
Yeah.
you never know.
Nice. Haha,
Nice.
lol.
Got him.
Got him.
So
Ethan,
yeah, what do you do with this? What do you do with this data?
we love you, Ethan, but you must go to more. Is basically it. Like, I think he doesn't really lose to anyone below him, and he does have some good wins, but just I think his highest win is like number 20 or something like that. Spammage.
Spammage, yeah.
Yes, number 14.
Less spam.
So it's just big case of not enough data and not enough high highs to like combat that. Although he is quite consistent against everyone below him.
Yeah, only really lost to Cap and Lush.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah.
And
But-
they're not bad losses at
No,
all.
not by
Yeah.
any means. But yeah, wins over Spammage, Loki, Marby, like
Yeah.
a smattering of people in front of him.
Yeah.
He somehow has 18 points of attendance, despite having such a tiny
Yeah.
head-to-head. I don't know how that happened.
Well, he doesn't enter redemptions.
Yes.
So, yeah,
Ah,
after the main
yes.
bracket, he'll always
just chill.
just chill and like
Okay.
talk and like socialize. And
Okay.
Like I respect it. but
Amateurs and redemptions are great opportunities to get head-to-head on the
yeah,
Queensland
40
40.
for sure.
If you want to do well, then it's definitely recommended to do it. Otherwise, we'll end up just saying you don't really have enough head-to-head, and we can't really reward you for that when ranking people.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I think as his attendance continues, it says -5. We could see him moving up.
Yep.
Okay. Moving on to number 39. Ooh, here we go. Big Fratelli with a drop of 19 spots.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that drop first and foremost.
Very capable player and a strong threat. But again, similar to Crimson, just a matter of consistency. and also like he has a win on Churupon, which is really good.
Yep.
But when you're looking at the head-to-head, like a lot of red, a lot of
not positive on many
losing-
people at
yeah.
all.
He's positive on 3 of the 40, but also
Yeah.
but has also won all against like Squid Fist and
Pinky.
Python, Joza, a few players like that. So again, it's sort of like a case of Umbrella, but with like a little more data to go off. It's just not enough super amazing wins to combat the lack of head-to-head, and he is less consistent than Umbrella against people like below him and stuff.
Yeah, his attendance is like pretty average.
Yeah.
So like
I think one of the big hurdles, or pardon the pun, is that he does training immediately before FNS. Like he does a lot of running and stuff, so he's like physically spent by the time he rolls into FNS.
Yeah.
And I know that's like really messed with his mindset quite a few times.
Yeah.
So it's one of those frustrating things of real life getting in the way of Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
But man, you got to make the right choice. You got to go real life most of the time. But yeah, he can still definitely pop off. Since then, in the outside of the season, he's defeated Sicknick 2-0. So like, yeah, he's got the ability there. It's just
Absolutely.
this just wasn't the season.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that he's like done as a player.
no, for
Like,
sure.
like no matter what your ranking is, that's not necessarily an indication of like this is where you are. Like this is where you're stuck at or anything like. Everyone can definitely do better. They have admitted, but it's just consistency is such a big thing. And basically, the higher up you get, the more consistently good people are. But everyone has like pretty good highs. But yeah.
And so like making the 40. Like once you see like who these like last people are, and you see the amount of people that didn't make it, you're like, whoa, the 40 is like still huge.
Totally.
We narrowed this down from a list of 65 players
Yes.
who are all
So like
like
there was
definitely
65 people
legitimate.
where we were like, oh, this person could be on the 40.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
should add them.
Yeah, like you're essentially saying you could almost do like a Queensland 65 because it's like
Pretty much.
that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's
Don't
that
suggest
ridiculous.
it.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah,
That's fine. Fly in the chat.
Trust me,
said
we don't want to
Queensland
do that
69
Oh
surely.
my god.
Like as we've said many times, it is splitting hairs by this point, and it's really sad to see some of the people that missed out. But let's round this off. Number 40 is
boy.
Swate.
Sweet.
That's a cute Rob. I
That
like
is
that
a
one.
very cute Rob.
Yep.
I think quite underrated player. So
Yeah.
-4, but he again, you got to like balance it out with all the new and returning people. So he's maintained his position, possibly improved.
Yep.
Wins over Battle Dolphin, Weeb, and Squid Fist. So
Yep,
like
very good.
quite decent. Yeah, I think he's a really good player.
I think the more important thing about Sweet is that he's much more dominant over the low level, whereas
Yes.
you're like the people who like just barely didn't make it, like the HMs and the rest of the 65 or whatever that we were talking about, they would lose more to the 45 to 65 area, whereas Sweet doesn't really do that. He's only really lost to like Konzo and Boost in like the entire season. So
Yeah.
And
which is
Boing
very
Boing.
impressive for number 40. And Boing Boing, you're right.
And
Boing
boing
is
boing
pointing.
boing boing is like popping off right now.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with some of these guys on the lower end of the 40, like you got to have those big wins, but you got to like keep your consistency. And Swate has shown that he has quite good consistency.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a player I can see continuing to be on the 40 in the future, despite how crazy competitive it is. So that's a 40, but we have a little bit more than that, don't we?
Yes.
So we'll move on to the honourable mentions. So why do we do honourable mentions? Why would we do a Queensland 40 +1, +2, whatever?
Because excluding people from the 40 sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are so many people that are really close to being on the 40. Normally we try and aim for 1 HM. I know last season we did 2 with Delve and Joza. But again, we have gone for 2 just because it's so stacked this time round. But yeah, it's basically like a recognition of you were definitely able to be on the 40, and so is so are the people below them. But they just stand up above the rest just a little bit more.
Yep. Okay, let's pop them up on the screen. Our honourable mentions.
Badoosh, Jed and KG.
Jed and KG. So are these ordered or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
So, so Jed's slightly ahead of KG.
From everyone when we were doing it, we believe like Jed
would be above KG, and then from there there'd be like a little bit of a drop off below them. We're thinking of doing one HM, but when we came to the conclusion that Jed was HM, we're like, okay, we'll put a Queenslander on as HM as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Jed's
think
kind
that
of
was
like
mostly it.
Yeah.
he's kind of like a Juice Goose type of
Yes.
situation.
Yeah, so like because like it can't be like HM.5, you know, it sounds a bit
40.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds a bit 40.5. It sounds a bit funky. We're basically like, all right, here's Jed as HM and the next Queenslander in line.
Yeah.
KG.
Yeah, what was KG's attendance like?
Pretty crap.
Imagine it would have been
Yes.
like barely snuck in.
Mm-hmm.
KG's really good. I played him at my last event, last FNS that I went to. Yeah, very, very good player. He's popped off on a few people. I can't remember.
Yes.
I didn't take notes for this one. I'm kind of kicking myself right now. But he's
He's
defeated
The
a
beaten-
few.
spreadsheet will come in
Yeah.
clutch.
2-1 against Loki, 1-0 against DFS, 2-0 on myself, 1-1 on Squid Fist, 1-0 on, is that Pinky? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Joza,
Seymour,
Butts,
Kaidash.
Kaidash.
Yeah. So once you start breaking that down, you realize like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
he's got some wins, man.
For sure.
And this is the guy that doesn't make the 40.
Yeah.
So again, it just shows how insane this is. And how about Jed? So I kind of missed the rise of Jed. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so Jed, when he first got here, he was doing very, very well. He beat, I mean, that doesn't count, but he beat Shad Roe at QSS. He's beaten Spammage. He's beaten DFS. He's beaten myself. And then towards the end of the season, I think everyone started to learn about Piranha Plant and his
dealing
specific
with
play
him.
style and stuff. And then, so he's dropped sets to, like, a lot of people. He's dropped sets to Delve, Iro, Vi. He's dropped a set to FC. He's dropped a set to...
Merc.
Oh, that is FC there. Yeah, Merc. And, like, you know, stuff like that. So,
And even as you get onto the 40, like he's 0-1 against a fair few people.
yeah.
Like basically from like Flex down, it's almost all red. Except for, Battle Dolphin, Caboose, Crimson and Joza.
Yeah.
Right down to the 40, the rest is basically red.
Yeah.
0-1.
So I'm going to name drop a few players just after this. But yeah, I want to say like this is the finished image in front of us. 43 players there with the 40, 2 HMs and Juice Goose. All of them are terrifying to me.
Yes.
Like if I had to verse any of these guys in bracket, I'd be like, oh,
Ooh,
okay, let's see
okay.
how we
Yeah.
go. So what are some just general thoughts on what we see in front of us with the player pool?
I think
Pretty
it's
stacked.
very different to what people would expect.
Yes.
Um,
Especially like say the big drops from Crimson and Big Fratelli.
Yes,
A lot of people
especially.
are like, where are Crimson and Big
Where's
Fratelli?
Crimson?
Why aren't they top 20, 25, 30, you know?
yeah.
Fly as well, not as high as some people are expecting, but again, that's
Yeah,
the
he'll
late
continue to
season
go up.
coming in.
Yeah.
I think Dags went under the radar for a lot of people.
Yes, 21
not
is
expecting.
incredible. Like looking at who's in front of him, that's a tough one to crack.
Yeah.
And Jaws also has historically just been that guy who didn't quite make PR,
Yeah.
and now it's like you're top 10. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You know, you've set yourself apart from the high level, or you know, or the mid level. So like he's definitely done a lot better. Especially I'd say post Arcadian
Yes.
was like those next few events were
Huge
what
confidence
really
boost.
what got him into the 10th slot.
Yeah.
Where before that he was probably like anywhere from 12 to 16. But then he'd like got super solid records against a bunch of people last minute.
Okay, so Tim Tam's asking a really good question. Well, there's a few different questions here, but it's like, for players looking to make the top 40, how many events do you need to go to? So we talked about this at the the top of the cast. You want to just run through that one
Yeah,
again?
right. So we have a point system for the top 40 where you need 10 attendance points to be eligible. And so you get 1 point for attending a TNF, 2 points for attending either FNS, Coastal Clash, Smash by the Beach, or QSS, which is the Saturday ones. And then you get 3 points for a Ranbat or for the Arcadian, which obviously isn't going to apply next season because we're probably not going to have one. So yeah, you need 10 points, but what's the recommended number? As many as you can, because if
Lots
you
and
have
lots.
lots of tournaments, you have lots of gameplay, it makes it much easier to like
Yep.
credit your consistency or your wins and like, yeah.
So the point system means that at minimum you can have 4 events to be eligible, 3 Rambats plus any other event.
Yeah, but ideally you want
But ideally you want more because as we have seen throughout this, less head to head does you no favors.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you go to a lot of events and then you have a sick Nick piss miss. Sorry, I keep bringing this up. Sorry, Nick. It's like, yeah, you can buster out one event. That's okay. You're still 13th.
Yeah.
The point system is basically around like the perception of how stacked each event is, as well as like we want most of the monthlies to be a similar amount of points, especially to promote travel to like supporting the Sunshine Coast, the Gold Coast. We don't want to like just make them worthless. Although like TNF, like Gold Coast Weekly, which has one PR player, it's a bit tricky to value much higher. But stuff like Karumban doesn't count for anything, but it still counts for head-to-head.
Yep.
Okay, just not points.
Just not points.
Yep.
Just so you're not eligible from only beating Mint 2. For a seasonal, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because he'd be the only applicable.
Yeah. Well, they have like Jix and Seymour, but
Pinky has been going.
Oh,
But
that's
he's
true,
the
Pinky.
only person on the 40 that actually actively goes to Karumban,
but
and even like after now, because school's starting, it's not going to happen.
But comparatively, you could go to Karumban and have 3 people that might be eligible versus a TNF, which will be like
You should have like 10.
far more. Yeah.
So it's that just kind of how stacked it is. How much the event would actually give you head to head is basically how much the point system is supposed to reflect.
Yep.
Again, Amateurs Redemption, highly recommend entering. They won't give you attendance points. So if you rock up to an FNS and only enter amateurs and not the main bracket, you won't get any points from that, but you will get the head to head that you won. But basically, like Amateurs and Redemption for a lot of the players will basically double the head-to-head from each event, like in theory.
Yeah.
If not more,
If
especially
not
if
more,
you do
yeah.
really well in said bracket.
Yeah.
So definitely recommended to enter those events, enter Amateurs, enter Redemption, get those wins, and don't matter about the losses. Like don't care about the losses, just be there to try and get those wins. Because again, losses it takes a lot for a loss to detract from your rank.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, I'd be number 27, but I lost to Big Vitelli, so I guess I'm number 40 now. It doesn't work like that at all.
Yeah, and again, like, this is just, don't beat yourself up over the 40. Like, this is just a fun thing, just a kind of a general way to track progress. If you dropped, if you just missed out. Actually, I want to talk about some of the guys that just missed out. So, this is crazy. You were showing me some of the names. So, we've got guys like, so these are the guys that just missed out.
Yeah.
Metabret, Cap, Delve, Iro, Vi, Tally, Konzo, Millis, Merc, just to name some of these guys. Spazzy. Spazzy was a big one. I'm sure that he was like ridiculously close.
Spazzy was very similar to Joza in the whole like high highs, low lows, but he had lower highs and worse lows. So, and of course that made the difference between 35th versus like barely not on the 40.
Yeah. Like, doing a Queensland 50, like I feel like right now we can kind of facilitate it because we do have that much
For this
skill.
season?
Last time it was like basically impossible. It's like we have the 42 people. We're making the list of 42 people.
Yeah, it was a lot more clear cut, and like there was definitely a bigger gap between the 40 and the rest.
So I'm not announcing that we're going to do a Queensland 50 in the future, but I'm just saying like we have such a huge clump of guys. It like hurts me to see like Delve and Spazzy and some of these guys missing out. Like Merc just came 9th at an event in
Canadian event.
Merc just came 9th at an event in Canada today. Like just today.
Only losing to the PR in their region basically.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
So we initially had like the top 65 and then broke it down to 55, 45 and then 40. So Merc made it right up to like between like the top 50, like top 55 to top 50 kind of range.
Yeah, basically all of those people that Mittens you listed were like the top 50 basically.
Yeah. And of course there's so many other like great players outside of that as well. It's just like it's just mind-boggling. But it's like again, if I'm in bracket and I'm versing Delve, I'm like, okay, got to put on the big boy boots because it's going to be a hard match. Yeah. So there's just so many players. So again, if you missed out, like trust me, you missed out by like the tiniest bit because it is ridiculously
they're still
competitive.
totally there. They're not like locked off from the they're like, oh, you're no longer top 40 levels. Like they're all right there. But just the data that we had to interpret said so basically with how it came out.
And you've got some like data here with us. You've got some statistics that you've pulled up. Is that right, Ben?
Yes, there's a few. I thought it'd be interesting to kind of do general trends across. Now that we've had 3 versions, it'd be a bit more interesting to see general trends. One interesting one. Ooh, let's see. Where are we? This is the wrong document. Very nice. I'll start with one that's not that amazing, but I thought it would be a bit more interesting, but it's still alright. There are 24 Smash 4 vets on the 40, and 16 Ultimate newcomers, and of the Smash 4 vets, only one is a Brawl vet. So we're definitely running out of Brawl vets these days.
And you're obviously going to see that trend continue to shift towards ultimate newcomers as time goes on.
As we can see, there are 5 new players, 7 including HMs, because they're both new to being HM. They did not pull a Joza. And 4 returned.
Yep.
So again, like you could effectively, like especially as you get to the 37 to 40 range, like that's basically, they're fighting against a -8.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah, so a lot of
And
those
so
guys that we listed.
Yep. So someone like
you see
Sweet.
Kaidash is -8.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like
but
in theory.
But Umbrella and Sweet, who are both like -5, -4, it's really like they've definitely, you can see they've definitely improved.
Moved up. Yeah.
But it's just those players are now on paper who are already above them in theory, kind of thing.
Yep.
So this is up. So from the last time we had 8 new players. So only 5 now, but that's to be expected as time goes on, that kind of thing. The last one actually only had 24 Smash 4 vets, so 3 are back. But again, that's like classic Jono.
21, yeah.
So yeah, 21, not 31. Classic Jono's back. Sifo's back on. Jayoshi's back on. So it's all like it.
Yeah.
It's to be expected kind of thing. It's not like, oh, the Smash 4 vets are, way more amazing now. What is a more interesting trend though is the average placing of Smash 4 vets, starting from version 1.
Actually, just before you go on, can we do we have the screen with some of the head-to-head numbers available?
No,
we don't.
you?
Okay.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe it wasn't in the Dropbox. Okay.
Yeah.
I say, carry on.
All right. Well, I can manually read out the tiers as well.
Yeah, well, we have a image, so we didn't have it prepared, but we will put it online, where it has all the players with their head-to-head numbers and kind of a general
The
tier.
records against the 40.
So yeah, version 1 through 3. First one had 24 Smash 4, second one 21, and then now we're back at 24 again. But the average placing of Smash 4 vets tell a different story. In the first one, the average Smash 4 vet was ranked 15th. Which is to be expected because they're new
game, all
compared to the experienced players. Version 2, the average was 16. So it's like not a huge shift, but you can see that people are catching up. And now we've jumped to an average of 19th.
Okay, so it's definitely
Version
slipping.
3. So all the
100%.
ultimate players are catching up, overtaking, like you see Spammage, who's been there for a while, but especially like Quaxi Chirupon sticking Spammage. That's a big chunk of ultimate newcomers now in the top
And
15.
Well, yeah, you look at
Verse number 18.
Yeah, totally skewing the numbers, like pushing up into number 8.
So the ultimate newcomers are fighting back. 9 people are off from the previous 40. 4 have returned that were on the first. That weren't on the second.
Yep, and that was largely due to attendance more than results.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Regional breakdown. This season we have 4 Sunshine Coast, 4 Gold Coast, 3 Logan, and 29 Brisbane, or Greater Brisbane if you want to say. The average placings for the Sunshine Coast is 20th, Gold Coast is 17th, Logan is 30th, and Brisbane is 20th on this version. So, yeah, I think I did my maths wrong compared to that one than just before. Oh no, never mind. It is fine.
Yeah, but
I was looking at the 19th, but there were 2 different groups of players.
So with the trend, we're definitely seeing the Gold Coast, not having heaps of players, but placing very highly, like Spammage, Dags, and Pinky. Who was the other one? Are you counting Caboose?
Spammage, Dags, Pinky, and Chris. Yeah.
Oh, of course, Kajek. Yeah, I'm looking lower. He's right at the top. Yeah, those are 4 very good placings for some of those players.
Yep. So instead of just repeating like basically the same statistics from the previous versions, I'll just give a quick rundown. Brisbane level has remained pretty similar, like 19th compared to 20th average placing.
Yep.
Where the Gold Coast has jumped from 24th, an average of 24th on the first 2, and now they've jumped right up to an average of 17th. So the players, even though there are fewer players than there used to be like in the early version, those players are relatively better on the 40 than they were. This is the same for the Sunshine Coast as well. It's a less of a difference, but they used to be like 22, 23, 21, but now they're average of 20th. So like it's not as big as the Gold Coast, but they're also improving.
Do you count Seymour Butts as Sunshine Coast?
No, so
No.
Seymour Butts and DFS are now
DFS as
are now
well.
Brisbane.
Yeah, they're both moved, but they used they.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
grew up there.
DFS was Sunshine Coast for version 1 and 2.
Yep.
But then he moved it in like the last month of version 2, and then for this one he's been in Brisbane as well. So he's removed from the total. So version 2 had the most Sunshine Coasters at 7.
Yep.
And now they only have 4. Gold Coast had 6, and now they have 4. And then Logan's remained the same every time. It's just the same, like Kaidash, Caboose, Battle Dolphin.
Yeah.
But their average has
The
gotten
gang.
worse.
The game.
From 25th to 24th and now to 30th. And that's mostly Kaidash and Caboose.
No, it's me.
But also you as well. Like, yeah, all
How
3
dare
have
you.
dropped. But that's just purely, yeah, like this season it's not necessarily an indication of future.
Mm.
But we also had, out of the 40, we had 19 of our 40 in attendance at the Arcadian.
Wow.
And that's mostly because like only 22 of the 40 were actually eligible.
Yep.
The rest of the 18 were former PR of this year. So
Only 3 missing.
and 3 missing. That was
Yeah.
UMCO, DFS, and Recon, and
Yep.
they were all away.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
all so good.
And they're
I know they're all very
and
good
they
players.
were all
Like, look how high
they
they
were
are.
all 3
Yeah.
of our top 4 eligible players. So that was rather unfortunate. But yeah, we had 10th, 18th, 19th, and then basically all of 20 to 30, 20 to 40. But from there, it's a big jump of like 10th, and then no one until around the 20 range, and then from there we had everyone just about 20 to 40 range.
Yeah.
So definitely a big like skill gap, in the top attendance of the Queensland 40 at Arcadian. But still like really good that we had like 19 of the 22 possible that like
Yeah, that's fantastic.
did go who could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we have 12 out of the 41 plus HM have no top 10 win.
Only
Or
12.
more so, yeah, only 12.
Don't have a top 10 win.
So I should probably do it the other way around. 33 of the 40 have a PR win, which is the current one with like Sicknick, Churapon, Quaxi, who are now, a little lower.
Yep.
But 30 of them still have a top 10 win of this 40, which is incredible.
Yeah, it's again, it's just a reminder of like everyone is just beating everyone. It's just so close and so competitive.
Mm-hmm. And something I didn't note before, but while looking at the spreadsheet, like almost all of them had at least 2 wins. Like it wasn't just like, oh, I kind of managed to scrape in 1. It was like they actually had a good record against, like a good win on like 2 different PR.
Yeah.
So
Did
very
you
good.
did you end up getting the numbers for a crew
No.
breakdown?
No, I didn't really bother with that.
Yeah, that's okay. I just
but-
saw people asking for it in the chat.
And yeah, there's also players outside the 40 with PR wins.
Yep.
Pretty sure. I can't actually guarantee that, Nick, but I imagine there would be. Well, yeah, Julia is one. Oh no, it's not. Just remembered.
I did tell you.
Yeah, look.
We'll look
If
through our
you say so.
DMs
If you
later.
say- oh.
I'm gonna find the receipts.
Am I
and
going to
post
have to
on
take that
Twitter.
off of Smash?
Yeah. Well, no, I asked Sick Nick. I was like, do you want me to contact?
I'm not taking it off
I
of
will-
Smash.
Sick Nick was like, nah, man.
I'll see if I can message this image to Jet
Yeah, we'll see if we can
of
pop that one
the
up.
character usage of the 40.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
How
we did have
many-
a
I
character
love
usage
making
breakdown
that.
This
as
is
well.
including
Oh, I can also
secondaries, or at
message
least
the
relevant secondaries.
Yeah.
So no,
Yeah.
Brenton, we're not including your Peach.
Alright, so we're gonna get 2 images that we can hopefully chuck up in just a
Can
moment.
you message the
Jet's like freaking out. What the hell?
stat image?
Do you want
Yeah.
it on Facebook or Discord?
If you send it through, do you want Facebook or Discord message?
Discord, there you go.
Gamer mode.
Gamer mode.
All right, yeah. If you DM, or you could even just DM it to Jet.
All right.
I'm wondering, on average, if Buster Move have the best.
Like upswing.
Well, no, just
In-
ranking, like all up, like comparing to those. I guess it's hard because you've got guys that
It's-
didn't make.
Yeah,
it.
right. So like, does that really
But do you
count?
count
Like, I'm pretty
them?
sure almost all of 411 is on the 40.
Yeah,
but
minus Konzo.
that's it.
Yeah,
That
Konzo
might be it.
Grumbly.
Yeah.
Grumbly isn't that active these
Yeah,
days.
Konzo actually made the attendance.
He did.
numbers,
Yes,
and
Yeah. So like he is another one who's like
But he was
he's top
10.
40.
He was, like,
he
right
got
on
ninth
it.
at Arcadian, but just the results that we had just
you couldn't
weren't good
justify
enough. Yeah.
where you wanted to put him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. There's so many guys like that.
Yeah.
And again, like I just want to keep throwing out names like guys like Miller's. It's just
Oh,
like
yeah.
if you're versing
Mhm.
him, it's just like you know you're not 40, but damn, like you
Yeah,
don't want to.
yeah.
You can't sleep on these people, eh?
Also by Iro.
Alrighty, we're sending through the image now.
And I'm really curious because we've got oh there we go.
Ah, yes, this
Oh,
one. The records against the 40.
Why is it tiny? There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. So this is one that we're talking about, and
Yep.
the records against the 40. So these are just other people on the 40.
Yes.
Yeah. And we've got some general tiers here, groupings of players.
Yep.
So you want to break that down for us?
Do you want to, Lachlan? Like, I mean, it's relatively
break down the
self-explanatory. Like, again, I mentioned before about like the the top 4, top 5 of the PR being above the rest, which like I guess you can still technically say, but again, like these tiers are pretty minimal.
They are.
They're
Yeah.
they're a lot less apparent than they have been previously. Also, the last time season 2 we did tiers, like toward the bottom, you especially saw like, here's like this group of 12 players who are all all there. Where now most of them are mostly in like the 5 to 6 player range, and that's just how it's worked out. And we also like not including the HMs in the tiers or anything like that.
Yep.
But there's a solid, like there's a good even distribution of people within tiers. It's not like a couple tiers at the top and then everyone else kind of thing.
Yeah. No, that's it. And like if you let's say you're Weeb, you're number 26, and you look at Recon, you're like, I'm better than him. It's like, yeah, you're incredibly close. Like here we're grouping you, saying like, yes, you are. This group like Recon, Squid Fist, Battle Dolphin, Weeb, and Pinky are all just like obscenely close.
Yep.
That's the same for every tier, really.
Well, yeah, it's just using that as an example. But yeah,
Yeah.
like pretty much, yeah, like this is just a very general type of thing. Is this based on numbers, these tiers, or is it just kind of like the
No,
feel?
this is just a feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were like, it's like, well, 1 to 13 is easy because it's just the PR, right?
Yeah, yep.
And then we're like, all right, next tier, and then we're like, Umco probably like the tier separator from Flex being with like the inconsistency of like the O2 tournaments and stuff, and then like blah blah blah, and we're like, well, Fly has like the ultra mega high peaks, and like so do the rest of the D tier, and it's like Recon, Squidfist, myself to have that less, so then we like split that, blah blah blah.
Yeah. And Dags, just to clarify, this is not games. This is sets.
Sets, yes,
Sets,
only
numbers.
sets.
Yeah. Cool. And can we get the character usage one up as well?
Hell yeah.
Growing.
Wolfgang.
Wolfgang. 4 reps.
Pack.
So does this include HMs?
Yes.
As well.
Yes.
For the
There's
usage?
one piranha plant, and it includes
Yes,
secondaries.
there we go.
That were just basically my judgment on secondaries, really.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one isn't super hard data. This is again just kind of like this is just
This is just like character trends.
just
like,
generally
it
what
was
we're
just
looking
something
at.
cool.
Yeah. So quite a big chunk of the Queensland 40 not repping like about half the roster. Like look at all the guys on the 0
kind
reps
of.
down
I
there.
mean, there's 80 characters, 82 characters, right?
Yeah,
And
that'll
there's
probably happen.
how many in there? Like 30?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Mm.
Like, there's more represented than not, so, yeah.
Yeah, and it's really interesting looking at like what the general tier lists are and what characters being repped. So like Pikachu is one of the best characters in the game. We've got 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Peach is one of the best characters in the game. We've got 0.
Yep.
Kirby is one of the worst characters in the game. We have 2.
We have 2. Yeah, stuff like that. We have
Yeah.
2K rules, like that sort of stuff. It's very, very interesting. 2 Incineroars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and everyone loving Wolf.
Yeah.
Why is that, Janglio? Can you explain that?
He's very sexy.
Okay, I thought so. Like that's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. But I thought in your words.
I think he's just cool. I play him because he's cool. That's my. I think he's a cool character. Like his design is really cool. In my personal opinion, I don't know if you guys agree.
Don't worry.
I agree.
It's objective.
Yeah,
It's
it's objective.
yeah.
He's just cool. He's a cool character.
Yeah, he won the lottery once.
Mm-hmm.
Tells me about it every day.
But the top makes sense. Like you'd expect a few Jokers, a few Nesses, a few Snakes, a few
Yep.
Wolves.
Yep.
Interesting, in my opinion, underrepresentation of Palutena.
All right,
You know,
Dags. Why didn't you say my Mario counted? You've got 140 win with it. There you go.
Yeah, and I guess it is hard because like again, this one here isn't like super hard data. This is just a general trend that we're
Yeah.
seeing.
you have to do well enough with it, not just simply pull it out and just be like,
Yeah.
why isn't my pocket on there?
Yeah, exactly. Right, can we jump back to the Queensland 40 image, the big one?
Hell yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so just as we start to wind down, I want to talk about this image with you, Janglio, because you made this. You made everything here. I can't
Yes.
understate. You drew all of these little characters and made their poses and the colors and everything. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
It was a work.
That's enormous. So yeah, what made you want to go with the Animal Crossing theme?
Well, I originally wanted to do mystery dungeons, but I'm saving that for something else. And Animal Crossing is coming out in a month, so that's very, very, very exciting. And I think I just wanted to sort of build the hype train for that. And there's no other real big games coming out, like in February or even in January. There's not like really any big, even like Nintendo games coming out. And Animal Crossing is like a big one that's been, everyone talks about it. I think a lot of people from Smash really like Animal Crossing. At least in Ben they do.
I know a lot of people hate Animal Crossing with a great passion as
Yeah,
well, which is even
Nick,
better.
I think hates it.
I don't understand these people. I'm a huge Animal Crossing fan, so this made me utterly pleased that you went with this one.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why, but the image took me a long time.
It took you a very long time,
Yes.
and huge props to you for creating all these characters and 3 Jokers, making more distinct, 4 wolves. That's crazy.
Yeah.
When you're creating something for the Queensland 40, you have to convey so much information. What kind of mindset did you approach this with to convey that information?
Well, I think what I wanted to do first was make them all and make all the characters in a world, but I think I sort of began to realize that would be a bit too hard since there's 40 characters. You still have to convey names and Twitter and and placements and all of that sort of thing. So I think the best format to have is sort of a grid sort of format like this one. I know Loki does the same. We do grid sort of formats, which is just the best way to do it. I think that's it. And I think it's hard. You have to, when big images like this, I don't know if Loki would agree, but you have to remain passionate. And
Loki's just very me in the chat. I'm just laughing
he
because
saying?
he's right next to me as well. He doesn't need to meditate beforehand.
Yeah, I need to meditate. No, but I really I had to remain passionate and work on it. Every few days, every day.
Yep.
To get it done. But the first thing I did was create a logo, and that really inspired me and sparked me along. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be sick.
Oh, the logo was perfect. When you
Yeah.
showed me that, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
So some of these characters are obviously a bit different. You got a few humanoid ones, but then you got Kirby and Rob and Ridley. What were some of the trickier ones to try to draw Animal Crossing style?
Yeah, so a lot of the characters I could get models for. There's obviously foxes and wolves and a bear in the game and monkey that I can get character inspiration for and try and replicate the style. But then there are characters like Kirby and Meta Knight and Rob that I really just have to mess around with what looks good. There's nothing I can really base it off of, but since I think I did those characters last, so I got lots of inspiration from the characters I'd already done to make sure that they looked similar in the theme and all of that sort of stuff.
I remember our conversation about Ridley and just trying to figure out what do you use as almost a base, because there are no space pirate demons in Animal Crossing.
We use a robot bird for Ridley.
Yeah, but I think it turned out fantastic. I think I think some of the tougher ones the Robs and the Kirby Meta Knight, I think that they turned out really, really good, despite being as difficult as they are. And I just love all the different poses and the character and the expression and how it just still feels so Animal Crossing in all of it.
Yeah, that was my main goal, obviously, to make sure it feels Animal Crossing-esque.
What advice do you have for people that want to do a project this big, to this magnitude?
I think set yourself a time limit as to when you want it to be done. I was obviously running on a time limit.
We decided
we
pretty
decided
early.
what date we wanted to have it done by, by Metashift, and decided to have a podcast. I think setting myself that date, I was like, okay, I do have to work on it today, and I do have to work on it at this day, and I think that really helped me remain passionate and remain working on it always, because I know there's a lot of myself included, I get very distracted and sometimes I just leave projects and not do them for months at a time, and when I have a time limit, you're forced to do it. It's assignments, you're forced to do it. Sometimes that doesn't result in the best work, but you kind of
have to push yourself.
And since we're doing the podcast, I feel not stakes were high, but like I wanted to make something that, you know, really made the community proud.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was using that goal to be like, okay, I really want people to like this, and I really want people to be really, really excited of it. So yeah, I think that really helped me.
Well, I think you nailed it. If people aren't impressed by this, I don't know what to say to them, because this is incredible. Like, again, you drew each of these, and you've been working on this for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And your commission's open. You're happy to do art for other people, other
definitely.
projects. Doesn't just have to be Smash. Can be
it can be anything.
anything
yeah.
creative. So yeah, there we go. It's in the chat right now.
I will
We've got the
open
Twitter
my
handles.
public DMs. Apparently they're not open. So
Yes.
I'll
Oh.
open them.
Yeah, so-
Uh-oh. Might be a mistake.
but all in all, I think the image is fantastic. The players that made the list, amazing players. Like, I'm very, very pleased with where Queensland is right now. We have meta shifts, the next Queensland major, around the corner.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be all streamed here on Tournameta, on Twitch. The viewing experience is a big priority for this one. This isn't just going to be your run-of-the-mill Smash major. We're going to have some slightly different spicy things for our Twitch viewers. So really looking forward to how it all goes. Look at Register for Meta Shifts. I think Register's
Register's definitely
Register's
closed.
I think
definitely
Rego is
closed.
closed.
Reg, I'll get mad at you. Oh, for
Oh,
spectators.
For spectators. You're very welcome to come along to the physical event yourself and spectate. But for everyone watching from home, it's going to be quite a good one. And Metashift is literally days away. Holy moly.
Yeah.
I can't
Yep.
believe it.
I'm very excited.
And we've got some really big players. We have like so many of the Queensland 40 going to be there.
Yeah.
But we also have Defective Dagger. We have Ghost. We have
Seb is coming.
Seb Pro 101.
Pretty sure there's one more huge player that I can't think of.
Day and Duon.
Yeah, Day and Duon are
Juwon.
coming.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts.
But yeah, we have doubles. We have 3 vs 3 crews, which is very experimental. We have squad strike. We have singles, of course. We have a big pop bonus, so it's going to be a really, really good one.
It's going to be super exciting.
So everyone, please tune in on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Same Twitch channel here at Tournameta. It's going to be really great. So we're going to finish up now. Thank you so much for everyone that stuck around. Thank you, chat. There was so many comments in there. It was hard to get to all of you. But trust me, we were very much keeping an eye on it, and we really appreciate you all coming along for this journey. If there's a demand for it, I'd love to do more live streams in the future and listen to lots of feedback, how to make it even better. So
Hopefully there aren't too many riots in the streets about the rankings.
yes,
Your
yeah.
mic is away from your
Oh,
face.
it is? Oh, cool. Just never mind.
Ben's just thinking about momos. And again, this is just a fun ranking thing. If you didn't make the list, trust me, you're a gorgeous human being regardless. So, signing off, Battle Dolphin.
Yep. Thanks for watching. Hope it was all super.
Yep.
What?
Signing up.
If you have any questions about the rankings and stuff, please ask. I'm always down to go over the methodology and stuff again if you have any questionable things or anything, and I want to talk about it, to be honest.
Signing off, Ben Gold.
Hope everyone had a good time watching, and hopefully the 1 to 40 strategy was more entertaining than the 40 to 1 would have been. But yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Signing off, Janglio.
Thank you guys for tuning in and supporting all of us here. Just follow twitch.tv/JozaGames.
I see that one being pushed in there. And I've been Mittens. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Love Queensland Smash. Love to see new Smash content. And we will see you at Metashift.